All on the HSC telecast. It's only a matter of time, whether it's tonight or whatever. Gamble will be back with some big games.
So Troy Gamble making his first start in a while, and he will start in the pipes for the Houston Aeros. And his counterpart, Tommy Sallow, in the pipes to our right. As you see the numbers there for Troy Gamble, 14, 14, and 5, 3.46 goals against average, 89.5 on the save percentage. And again, Tommy Sallow to our right, starting in goal, and he has been a thorn in the side of the Houston Aeros all season long. Look at the goals against average, 2.60. We're underway. A drop of the puck, and the Grizzlies have it. They'll shoot it at center ice, and the Aeros shoot it back in, and Houston offsides. Yo was in ahead of the play with Hackborn, Chitaroni, Yo. Defensively, Carl Valamont and Rob Robinson. And Carl Valamont, who I thought had an outstanding hockey game last night. Terry Wiskowski, the head coach of the Aeros, was very happy with the way Carl Valamont played. And Terry Wiskowski very happy with his team in general. They have won 3 in a row, and you can see a pretty fine road mark at 15, 14, and 3. Aeros off the faceoff, can't control. Andy Brickley for Denver shoots the puck into the Aeros zone. Rob Robinson steers it away, and now Chitaroni trying to toss it back. Here is Robinson now. Robinson, a pass off the boards. It'll go to the line, not out. Grizzlies hold it in. Here's a chance now. The Grizzlies trying to center it. Derek Armstrong let one go. It was blocked by Gamble. Another shot blocked, and now we're going to have Chitaroni in the corner, trying to knock it free. Picked up by Houston and cleared to the line and out at center ice. Here is Rod Miller blasted along the boards by Chitaroni, and the Grizzlies have it at center. Kip Miller, one of 2 on this Denver Grizzlies squad that are Hobie Baker Award winners. The other, rookie Chris Marinucci, as we get a delayed, or excuse me, a 2-line pass on the Denver Grizzlies. Face-off will come back into the Denver zone. We're just underway. We've played a minute here, and Butch Goring, the head coach of the Denver Grizzlies, you think he's got much experience winning? Does he have any room on his fingers for any more rings?
He needs a vault.
I think he's got one.
With all the jewelry he's got. Adam Butch has got the best skating club in the IHL. There's no question about it. Just a splendid skating team.
And I'm sure his parents are watching tonight. They always catch the cast when Denver is playing a team that's televising, so we'll say hi to them. Off the face-off now. Here's Curtis Hunt for Houston. Roll the puck behind the net. Now it's into the corner for Mark Freer. Slides one off the side of the cage. Gord Dineen, who was called back up today, or sent back down, I guess you could say, by the Islanders. And now the Aeros go back. Here's Curtis Hunt, pursued now on the boards by Kaminsky. Jan Kaminsky trying to pop it free. Came to Andrei Vasiliev, rolled it to Kaminsky. He was worked on by Arneal. Now a pass down low. Vasiliev in behind the net. Andrei Vasiliev shakes off a check. Looking in front, Vasiliev stick handling behind the net. Andrei Vasiliev, he's got a chance to find Rochefort in front. He tried to center. It was blocked by Curtis Hunt. Now on the boards left side, it was Igor Bashkatov. He flipped it along the boards for Jan Kaminsky. Along the left side, it was knocked away by Freer, and he'll steer it over to the near side. Aeros trying to move it up and out of their zone. Curtis Hunt, long rink wide pass, goes all the way down into the Denver zone. Sallow out of the net. Sallow couldn't slow, and now here's Scott Arneal as the Aeros making some changes. Arneal still trying to play the puck, but it was knocked away by Denver. Cleared to the line and out at center ice. 2 minutes gone. First period here from McNichols Arena. Glad to have you with us tonight. Here come the Aeros, for the Grizzlies. It is Dineen, a pass. Vasiliev across the line, a quick backhander wide of the net. Now it is Jakes, roll the puck along the boards. Up the right side, Slivchenko trying to catch up to it, but Doug Crossman goes back. Crossman in his own zone, pass right to left off the stick of Marinucci, but it came to center. And now it is Chris Taylor trying to fire it ahead. It was knocked away by Slivchenko. Grizzlies are back, and the puck lobbed ahead for Taylor. Bumped by Jakes along the near side. Jakes trying to knock it free, but it came back out to center ice. Taylor catching up to it, but Shargaronsky first one there for Houston. He'll quickly clear it to center ice. This is one of those games you have a feeling could be pretty ugly. The Aeros want to just have one of those ugly road wins, and in the same sense, Denver, 3 games in 3 nights, you might see, well, I don't know if we'll see a lot of end-to-end action. I think you'll see a lot of dump and chase tonight. Aeros shoot the puck into Denver territory. Saddle out of the net. He'll hold it over to Doug Crossman. Crossman for Victor Ignatiev. And if that name sounds semi-familiar, yeah, he started the year with the Houston Aeros in camp. Was later released. Spent most of the season in the Central League. Called up about 3 weeks ago. Here's Kip Miller for Denver across the line. Got by Valamont. Trying to move it down the left side. Robinson stays with him. Skate for skate. Now Chitaroni rolls it away. It'll go to the line and out at center ice. Milan Tichy now for Denver. Give it to Derek Armstrong, turning at center ice, harassed by Hackborn. Now Miller in his own zone, pumps it ahead for Kip Miller. Here's a chance for Derek Armstrong. Winding, shooting. Gamble stopped it. Rebound. Oh, and it went just wide. It got through the pillows. Now Kip Miller left side shooting. Gamble stopped it with a right pad. Now in there is Rob Robinson. Along the left side, he'll bank it down the ice. Rod Miller at his own blue line, and that's going to be whistled down with a high stick with 16:18 to go here in this first period. No score.
Troy Gamble got what he wanted. He got tested early, got some shots, used the blocker, used the stick and the pad. Nothing's gone in. A far better start than we've seen the other night. And as you said, Adam, getting Troy Gamble back as he almost lost that one there. Good job by Rob Robinson taking him into the outside, and then there's the kick save with the pad, the left pad. There's no question he's going to, whether it's tonight or the next game we do, he's going to, as you say, stand on his head.
Off the face-off, here is Norman Rochefort for the Denver Grizzlies. Played by Vasiliev now. Here come the Grizzlies right to left. Jan Kamitsky slipped the puck to center, back into the Aeros zone. Curtis Hunt cleared it. Dave Tippett now. Tippett to center for Freer. Trying to bring the puck in. Looking for Arneal in after it. Gord Dineen catches up to him, blasts him into the boards with a solid check. And the Grizzlies have it. Here's Igor Bashkatov. Cleared all the way down the ice. Icing not indicated, so the Aeros have to hustle back to play it. Dave Tippett near side, his own zone. Moves it up the right wing boards out at center. One-handed pass knocked away by Bashkatov along the Aero blue line. Kevin Grant trying to flip it away. It came into the Aero zone, and Curtis Hunt cleared it. Back down the ice it goes. Out of the net. Tommy Salo. He'll hand it over to Gord Dineen. His pass to center. And it was kicked away by the Aeros. Mike Maurice in having a look at it. Now Slivchenko with a man to beat Dineen. Slivchenko, nice move, shoots. Oh, and he ripped the wrist shot wide of the net. I'm not so sure he didn't have Salo beat a little bit there, but he flipped it wide of the net. Now it is Maurice behind the Denver net. Wrap around. Oh, and it went again just wide of the cage. Here is Denver's Gord Dineen. Flipped it along the boards. It'll go to center and back. His old leg, Shargaradsky in his own zone. Quick pass center ice. Mike Maurice barely down the left wing for Harkins across the line. Harkins trying to move around Doug Crossman. Pulls up as he hits the break. Back to the line. Shargaradsky, wrist shot, and he ripped it wide of the net. So the Aeros have come up with a couple of quality chances, but fired it just wide. Now it is Jakes for Houston. A pass to the left side. Shargaradsky. He'll jam it back into the Denver zone, and here is Victor Ignatiev. Quickly moves the puck to center for Taylor. In across the line. Taylor getting set. Now Taylor trying to move it down low. He's still got it. Trying to flip it along, but now Hackborn takes over, and he'll send it all the way down the ice. Icing indicated, and Ignatiev goes back, icing the call, and we'll take a timeout. 14.5 to play in the first, and we're scoreless. We'll be right back.
The speed of the MVP from the Eastern Hockey League, Vadim Slivchenko. Great job as he goes wide on Kevin Dineen. He tries to take it, fakes the one shot, and goes wide, which is what he wants to do, and he barely misses. You saw how the goalie Salo came out to the angle, and Slivy just about a 3-inch shot off from having a 1-0 game.
Face off to the left of Troy Gamble. Taylor wins the draw. And the Grizzlies have a Crossman trying to muscle along the boards. It's flipped down for Chris Taylor, bumped by Hackborn. And behind the net, Taylor fighting for it, but Chitaroni's got it. Chitaroni now flipped the puck up the left side, and here comes Yo. Yo at center across the Denver blue line. He centered it to the corner, though. Now Hackborn trying to pursue for Houston. Jeff Medill sweeps it away. Medill slams it along the boards, and all the way down to center it comes. Here's Rob Robinson now. Pass center ice for Yo. No score in the hockey game. Yo, center ice, brings the puck across the line. Yo trying to move it in. He was bumped by Medill. Now Crossman takes a shot in front there. Now it is Robinson to Valimov. One-time shot and a stick save made by Salo. Here is Chitaroni again. And back is Doug Crossman. Crossman in behind the cage, and right to left he'll come. A quick pass to the right side from Marinucci. Across the Aero line he comes. He sent it to Taylor in the corner with Freer. They're skating behind the net, and then Freer knocked him off the puck. Chipped along the boards. Here is Scott Arneal. Hands it up to Robinson. The Aeros with a 3-on-3, but they're making some changes now as the puck goes in. Out of the net, Salo leads for Rod Miller. Along the glass it comes to Jeff Medill, and a pass center ice. Kip Miller going to try and split the D. Right in on goal. Gamble, great save. Puck in front. Marinucci trying to get a shot of it. It's fished down. Here's the drive by Kishi. Oh, Gamble with a magnificent glove save. Stoning Tichy in front, and it's shot down the ice. Oh, the best opportunity of the period. Here come the Grizzlies now. Center ice. Derek Armstrong, a pass to center. Kip Miller across the line. Miller pulls it back, trying to move around Curtis Hunt. Still the puck though. Miller to the line. Missed Rod Miller. And the Grizzlies are back at their own blue line. Kip Miller. He'll bring it into the Aeros zone. Miller now moves it into the slot. Hunt fell, and here's the shot. Score! Kip Miller. Curtis Hunt fell, and it's 1-0 Denver.
Miller, who's got such great vision on the ice and who thinks pass first and shooting second, using his lateral ability. Curtis Hunt goes down, and then it was just the open part of the top shelf. And Kip Miller does a nice job of stick handling as he comes across the blue line, puts that puck on a string, and with Curtis Hunt falling down, all he had to do was beat one man, and he does it. And had that rebound come out, you have Brickley standing right there. So Kip Miller with assists to Tichy and Rob Miller, goal number 36 of the year.
1-0. Denver leads it. Here come the Aeros right back, though. Harkins along the boards, battling with Gordy Dineen into the corner now. Slipchenko at the hash marks, back to the line. Shagarodsky, drive, block, rebound. Oh, Salo with a great save, and they bang away at it, and Salo stops Mike Maurice. Oh, a tough break for Mo. 12-12 to go here in the first. 1-0 Denver. Will be back. It's a 1-0 hockey game. The Denver Grizzlies lead it. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner, and I'll tell you, the Grizzlies have come out with some quality chances here. The Aeros have had their chances, but just couldn't quite get it by Tommy Salo. And you can see Curtis Hunt, kind of a story here. He fell, Barry, which kind of resulted in the goal. And then as he came around, he wanted to test his skates. He fell again, just skating around. So obviously, I think he's lost an edge. And Billy Brown, the equipment manager, will grind that baby in a hurry.
And as you see there, Murray Eves, working out, doing the bike. He's not dressing tonight.
Milan Tichy for Denver. Pass to the right side. Derek Armstrong intercepted though by Shagarodsky and put back into the Denver zone. Now back at center. Here is Kip Miller. Moves it through the neutral zone. Miller, who's got the goal for Denver, and across the Aero line, pulls up, dropped it back. Nice pass. Here's Rod Miller, and he let a wrist shot go, and he fired it wide of the net. Now the puck shot down. Denver territory. Here is Milan Tichy in behind the cage. He'll start the rush from right to left. 11:40 to go here in the first. Denver leading 1-0. Kip Miller. Center ice. He'll weave it into the Aero zone. Miller now trying to make his move. Can't quite finish it off. And there is Maurice to chip it right back down. And this is going to be an icing call on the Houston Aeros. And Victor Ignatieff is back and to play it. And that will result in the icing call.
And we saw one thing. We talked about one of the keys in the Eichmann game plan, the stamina question. Quick shifts. The Aeros are going 20 seconds and they're very conscious of not getting caught in a bad shift change.
Calling all new recruits, the Houston Aeros want you for a group outing. Just bring a group of 20 or more friends and you'll receive a discount on tickets, a welcome at the game, merchandise discounts, and a chance to win great prizes 2 times a year in our group sweepstakes. You can also bring a group of 42 people to the game on the Aero bus. For more information, call 627-AERO. Let's join the Aero Force with 627-AERO. It's the American way. It's a shot right on, and Campbell close the pillows, and the Aeros clear it out at center now. Here come the Houston Aeros. Yo, big red going just wide. Here is Chitaroni now, right side, centered it. It went all the way to the far boards, and Marinucci. We talked about Kip Miller being a former Hobie Baker Award winner. How about Marinucci? That is Taylor at center for Denver. He'll whip a pass, but it's intercepted by Chitaroni. Here comes Mario across the line. Mario Chitaroni moving in, pulls up, lost the puck, got it back, centered a pass. Hackborn couldn't get the shot. Movement in a drive. Oh, Salo made a nice save, and now the Grizzlies take over. Doug Crossman at the neutral zone. A pass tipped away by Freer, and the Aeros are back. Carl Valamont. Pass at center, miss. It goes down into the Denver zone. Icing indicated, then washed up. Gord Dineen hustles back. Freer giving him all he can handle. Now the puck whipped to the line. Out at center. Tippett is back. Dave Tippett shoots the puck into the Denver zone, and here is Gordy Dineen to Marinucci. He'll move it up at center. Marinucci across the line, and he'll jam the puck back into the Aero zone. Kevin Grant for Houston. Off the boards, missed Arneal. Aeros can't clear. It'll go back down into the Houston zone. Oleg Shagarodsky Pass jammed to the line. It's out at center now. Freer. Mark Freer brings it in over the Denver blue line. Lost the puck. Aeros just having trouble beating the Denver Grizzlies at the blue line, but that's not an easy task. Denver is just so solid defensively. Here come the Grizzlies now. It's brought in by the Denver Grizzlies. Vasiliev, a pass that was kicked away by Troy Gamble. Now it's Bashkatov. Down low for Vasiliev. Andrei Vasiliev hooked into the boards by Shagaransky. Now in there, Bashkatov. He's drilled along the boards by Arneal. They're skate to skate along the boards. It came out in front. Arneal trying to pound Bashkatov. Still the puck. Bashkatov centered. Good, and just skipping wide of Jan Comiskey. Now Grant, gives the old two-hander to Comiskey, rides him into the boards, and play is whistled down. 9:17 to go here in this first period. Grizzlies lead at 1-0. While I have a moment, I want to say hello to everybody at Sandstones in Houston. I guess another one of those fabulous parties that everybody's putting together from the Houston Aeros, and want to say hello and hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast.
Well, Sam and the guys there that always host the Buffalo Bill parties in the fall, a big spot for Aero fans to go. Last night we saw a very physical game for the Aeros defense. Kevin Grant, who's about 5 pounds lighter when he got on the scales, did a great job in the corner. Same with Robinson, and Oleg Chagorowski had, without question, his most physical day since wearing an Aero sweater.
Yeah, the 5 pounds he lost, I think I found him. Here's the puck back into the Aero zone for Graham Townsend. First shift of the night, but now it's taken back by Harkins. Across the line with Maurice. Harkins moving down the right side, cutting right in on goal. Good shot. There was Salo to shuffle the pads and make the save. Now on the boards, here is Rod Miller, pounded by Harkins. Here is Maurice trying to fish it through skates. Had the puck, lost it. Now it is Harkins. Skate to skate in the corner. Andy Brickley trying to clear the puck. Armstrong's got it for Denver, and here come the Grizzlies leading 1-0. Tichy across the line, and Jakes bumps him at the blue line. Now Derek Armstrong flipped it back into his own zone for Rod Miller. Miller jammed it back into the Aero zone. Steve Jakes goes back. Jakes pursued by Armstrong, rolls the puck along the boards for Rob Robinson. His pass to center. Crossman bumped him. His puck. Aeros have it. Jakes will move it. Steve Jakes. Pass deflected by Crossman. Tommy Salo out of the nets. He'll hand the puck away, and here is Doug Crossman with 8:12 to go in the first. Denver leading 1-0 on Kip Miller's 36th goal of the year at 7:29 of the period. Puck shot into Aero territory. Now Chitaroni trying to clear it after it's Hackborn. He's got it, but he was upended just a little bit by Crossman, and he couldn't get the speed to catch up to that puck. Now Curtis Hunt. Skates must be okay. He's back out there. Chitaroni along the boards trying to blast it ahead, but it was turned around by Doug Crossman. Crossman in his own zone. Reversed it far side for Victor Ignatieff. Pass for Taylor. He'll bring it across the line for Marinucci. Back Taylor cutting in, but Grant's got him locked up. Gamble out of the net for Chitaroni trying to clear the puck. Mario will just shoot it down the ice. This will be an icing call. And the Grizzlies go back. Victor Ignatieff's got it. And with 7:25 to play in this first period, the Grizzlies are leading this hockey game 1-0. We'll have more IHL action from McNichols right after this. It's more important when the Summer Olympics. It's more important than the Turner Cup playoffs. You're sitting there going, gee, when's our next KTXH scheduled telecast? How about this? Friday, March 31st at 6:30 in the Omni in Atlanta. The Aeros and the Atlanta Knights. And then, hey, Saturday, April 8th, the final regular season game televised. Peoria Rivermen at 7:30. And how about a little rough play by the Houston Aeros in the corner?
Good, solid checking there as Oleg Chagorowski goes in. You know, it's interesting against Shurbayev, and then also against the last shift against Vasiliev, against his former Russian countryman. He's a lot more physical.
Now back to action. Dave Tippett, a pass center ice for Freer. He'll shoot it into Denver territory. Dineen goes back. Gordy Dineen locked up along the boards, but the Grizzlies have got it. Normand Rochefort to Jan Comiskey across the line. Now Bashkatov trying to move it along the boards. It's tipped away, and here comes Dave Tippett. Quick pass center. Arneal in across the line. He winds. He shoots. Didn't get good wood on it and missed the net. The puck skips to center, and Bashkatov has got it. A man to beat. Bashkatov gives it to Comiskey. Jan Comiskey slid in a pass, and that was jammed away. And we're going to get our first penalty And it's going to be a slash. And the Houston Aeros are going to be shorthanded. And Ron Robinson looks to be the guilty party. And he will make his way to the penalty box. And we'll get a look at that mighty Denver Grizzly power play that Barry Warner leads the IHL.
24.8% of the time they're on the power play, they light it up.
And the thing is, as you look at the penalty on Ron Robinson, they're almost 30% at home, just 27.7%. So, wow. And then you can see, whack. And that's exactly the sound not only he makes when he whacks the pads, but the closing of the penalty box door. Whack. He's in there for 2 minutes, and the Aeros are short-handed.
And we got to keep our eyes on number 12, and that's Jeff Medill. He is the guy that could really, really light it up. He had a couple of goals last night on the power play. He's had 5 straight games where he scored goals.
You know, and the other thing is you look at Jeff Medill, Victor Ignatieff, we talked about him a little bit on the blue line. He's a guy, yeah, okay, he's not known for his rugged defense, solid defense, but boy, can he move the puck? He can shoot the puck. This guy, we talked about the fact he played for the Houston Aeros in the preseason, but the scary thing was he was sent down to the Central League because nobody really wanted to take a chance on him. This guy last year was an IHL All-Star with the Kansas City Blades. Amazing. I know you're sitting there going, amazing, aren't you? Now, the amazing power play for the Denver Grizzlies. They've got the puck. Kip Miller lost it, though. And it is Harkins. He will clear it to the line, and Maurice has got a chance. Aeros with 14 shorthanded goals. Here is Maurice. Maurice, backhander, and he fired it wide of the net. Doug Crossman now. His pass comes to center. Here comes Kip Miller in across the line. Miller, that is offside. It's in the face-off. Really back to center. 6:13 to go in the first, and the Grizzlies lead at 1-0.
Good job done there by Mo Maurice as Harkins worked real hard along the far boards. And Maurice, instead of going straight down, stick-handled and meandered, killed 5 or 6 seconds off as we take a look at Butch Goring, who last year was at Las Vegas, came over here, brand new system, brand new situation with the Islander team, and hey, it's business as usual. What a terrific, terrific coach this man is. Smile, Butch. Come on. Doesn't know what it is.
Oh, he does after a win.
Or a cup.
He's done that 4 times in the NHL. Minute 23 left. Here's a puck controlled by the Denver Grizzlies now. It's picked up by Doug Crossman. Crossman left side, rolled it along the boards for Victor Ignatieff. Trying to loop it down for Andy Brickley. It's picked up by Medill in behind the net now. Brickley's got it back for Medill in behind the cage. Rolled to Kip Miller, base of the right circle. Miller back to the line. Crossman wide, shoots upstairs on Gamble, and he will hold on. Oh boy.
Troy Gamble had a tough time seeing that puck. At the last moment he saw it and basically almost crosses his arms at the top.
If you look, I wish we could get, as we get a look at the replay, maybe we'll get a chance to look at the back of Troy Gamble's helmet. It's got his kids on it. But as you look at the replay, look at this shot right off the head of Troy Gamble. But he's got his kids on the back of his helmet.
Garrett and Cody?
Yes, Garrett and Cody. He's finally got his new helmet. It's the first chance he's had to wear it.
And a belated happy birthday to Garrett.
Kind of see it a little bit there. Well, I might as well say hello to the kids. I'm sure they're watching. Puck picked up by the Grizzlies. They'll clear it to the line. It's pushed into the Aero zone. Curtis Hunt trying to clear it. Not out. Tichy held it in, but Freer's got it now at center. Mark Freer hits the line. Freer moving in now, trying to center it, but it was jammed away. Now Tommy Sallow fired it right to Arneal, who came barreling in there, but Gordon Dineen has it. Dineen to center, but picked up by Kevin Grant across the line. Aero short-handed for another half minute. Chris Marinucci now. His pass at center misses Taylor. This is going to be icing. If Shargorodsky can hustle back, he will. And icing called, and the faceoff will be brought back into the Denver zone. 24 seconds left to Valamont, and we've got 5:08 left in this first period. Denver leading 1-0.
One big change we've seen tonight from the last few games as we take a look at Troy Gamble and his Elvis sideburns. The Aero defensemen are not pinching. They're playing a very conservative road game, and Mike Maurice and the other forwards are coming back high, so it's almost like a 2.5-man blue line for the defense.
Here's a good look at the names. You think he likes his kids?
Loves them. Great kids.
Face off in the circle to the left side of Tommy Sallow. Drop of the puck. Grizzlies have. Here's Rod Miller in behind the net now. And the Denver Grizzlies will move it from right to left. Kip Miller with 16 on the power play, brings it across the line. Miller right side, pulling up, getting set on the power play. Miller cuts it back to the line. Rod Miller to Kip Miller. They're playing the two-man game now. Slipped it down. Andy Brickley, base of the right circle, cutting in down low. Miller still with a puck. Right side centered. Oh, well, love the stick of Derek Armstrong, and the Aeros will turn and get it away. And the penalty is over. Teams at 5-a-side. Down the pond it goes, and the Grizzlies go back. Rod Miller now for the Denver Grizzlies. His pass at center ice. Here comes Derek Armstrong across the line. He centered a pass, but Brickley couldn't catch up to it. Now Brickley's got it, centered it, kicked away by Maurice. Now Tichy, a bouncing drive that skipped up to Troy Gamble, and he played it off a hop. Looked like a shortstop there, and he made a nice play, and down the ice it goes. 4:13 to go here in the first. 1-0 Denver. The Grizzlies with a puck at center. Jeff Medill trying to blast it ahead, but Vadim Slimchenko was there. He's trying to advance. The puck knocked away. Grizzlies have it, and it's turned at center. Balamont takes over. Rink-wide pass for Yo. Pushed away by Milan Tichy, and the Aeros are back. Robinson. Ooh, dangerous pass. Balamont's got it. Balamont trying to move it ahead. He was upended on the play, and play whistled down as Marinucci has Balamont down. And while he's down, we'll take a timeout. 1-0 Denver. We'll be right back.
Shaky in his last two performances, Troy Gamble has given up but one goal. That was early to Kip Miller on the power play, doing a nice job. The Aeros doing the job of checking the blast from the point. A routine kick-out save for Garrett and Cody's dad.
1-0 Denver leads it, and a face-off to the left of Troy Gamble. Drop of the puck, and the Grizzlies have it. Chris Taylor along the boards. Hash marks getting set. Now cuts it down. A centering pass was knocked away. Can Yo clear it? Yes, he will. Icing indicated, but quickly waved off. Now the Grizzlies are back in their own zone, but Grignaciev rolled the puck along the near side. Hackborn tried to pick it up, could not. And the Grizzlies have it. Taylor, a pass for Marinucci across the line. Robinson scraped him enough to knock him off the puck and bend the rush. Now it is Chitaroni who will join us in the first period intermission. Chitaroni across the line, getting set, trying to get a shot away. That's blocked, and we're going to get a penalty on the Denver Grizzlies. I think we're going to get a look at Victor Ignatiev going off for a hook, and the Aeros are going to get their first crack on the power play and a chance to tie with 3:11 to go in the first.
And a very pained expression on Mario Chitaroni, who came down on his tailbone there, but he shakes it off and goes back. Well, we'll talk to Chitaroni about the finest goal I have seen all year. In fact, I can't think of a finer goal I've seen in the last 5. Victor Ignatiev just getting the stick in, and Chitaroni falls right on that tailbone. And folks, nothing you can do about that except grit and bear it.
Freer, Arneal, Harkin, Shagorodsky, and Tippett for the first part of the power play. Drop of the puck, and the Aeros have it. Shagorodsky to Tippett, left side, getting set. He'll jam it down hard around the boards. Arneal sets up now. Arneal right side for the Houston Aeros. Down 1-0 on the power play, though. Arneal, quick shot, Harkins, great save, rebound! Oh, Freer rolled it just wide. Oh, and it's down the ice. Mark Freer was all alone, and he couldn't quite jam it by Tommy Salo, and the Aeros are back. Aeros have a minute and a half on the power play, and here is Shagorodsky across the line. Jammed it into the corner. Freer, bump by Kaminsky, still the puck. Worked away by Gord, but right to Scott Arneal. Base of the right circle, top of the right point now. Shagorodsky to Arneal. Arneal getting set, center, Tippett just behind him though. Dave Tippett rolled it into the corner. Harkins trying to get there, came back to the line. Tippett held it in. Quick pass down low for Freer behind the net. Trying to center it, went off skates. Here is Arneal to the line. Shagorodsky fakes the shot. Now Tippett's got it. Worked it in. Harkins lets the shot go. Salo stopped it, and the rebound is clear. Aeros are close. Now Shagorodsky fakes the shot to Arneal. Waiting, has 48 on the power play, jammed it down for Mark Freer, base of the right circle. Freer worked on by Dineen, tripped up on the play, no penalty though. Now the puck for Arneal, tossed it back, Dave Tippett winds, lets a shot go just wide of the net. Here's Arneal again, half a minute to go on the power play. Oleg Shagorodsky to the left side, Dave Tippett getting set. Shagorodsky, one-time shot, right hand, and Salo, oh, great save. Here's Shagaransky. That big heat-seeking missile ran on, and he holds on with a 1-0 Grizzly lead. 26 seconds remaining in the Ignatieff minor and a minute and a half to go in the period.
Patience pays off for Oleg Shagaransky. In the past, he would try to take the shot right there and say, okay, I'll let the wrist shot go. But there, a backhand to Tippett as they play the game of give and go, and he's now picking his spots in a far better fashion, lets it fly, and Tommy Salo had every ounce of energy that he could and strength to keep that puck from going in.
Maurice, Hackborn, Slivchenko, Grant, and Valamon dropping a puck, and the Grizzlies have it. Rod Miller along the boards in the corner. Slivchenko trying to work it away. Rod Miller again. It squirts back to the line. 15 on the power play. Valamon to Grant. Back to Valamon. Ooh, barely held it in, but he's got it. Down to Maurice. Aeros down to 10 on the power play. Maurice to Grant. He winds. He shoots. Looped it just wide of the net. Now it's Valamon again in left point. Top of the slot for Kevin Grant. Slipped it to Hackborn. He tried to center it. Pinball away, and the Grizzlies come to center. Penalty over. Teams at 5 aside. Derek Armstrong belted by Kevin Grant. Now Taylor in the corner with a minute to go in the period. 1-0 Denver. Skate to skate. They grind it out. And play is whistled down. I got to tell you, Barry, I mean, Terry Ruskowski's got to be happy with the way his team is performing, but, you know, you got to remember here, as this game wears on, that Oshman's game plan, that first key of stamina becomes a big factor, and it's on that concern of Terry Ruskowski.
Well, the good thing, the quick shifts, they haven't gotten caught at all on a line change, and with the speed of Denver, the guys really have got their focus. Adam, on that power play, I've got 6 shots on goal there. They're near miss by Freer that went wide. Harkins with a couple of shots. Tippett, Oleg, and then Grant from the point. So while they didn't score, they moved the puck, they controlled the tempo, and they peppered Tommy Salo with shots.
Face off to the right of Gamble. Aeros win the draw. Steve Jakes trying to move behind the net. He was watched by Vasilia, but Dave Tippett has got it. Tippett pass center ice for Mike Freer across the line. Freer pulls up now, trying to center it. Oh, wow! Salo got it. He, for a minute there, looked like Mary Lou Retton doing the old splits, and they were going to hand him another gold medal. He got one for hockey, and they were going to give him one for gymnastics there. Give him a 10, baby. Here is Tippett, though. It's clear to the line and out at center. He was leaning to his right, but he had to kick out that left pad, and he was all of a sudden doing the old splits. That'll raise you an octave. Kip Miller, top of the slot, trying to flip it down. It goes wide, and Scott Arniel now. He'll try to bring it up ice. Arniel galloping through the neutral zone, shoots the puck into the Denver zone, and back goes Milan Tichy, pursued by Graham Townsend. They go hard along the boards. Now, with 5 seconds to go in the period, they continue to kick and grind and scrum and everything else you can think of as the horn sounds. And now Harkins getting sticks high with one of the Grizzlies, Rod Miller, but they get in there and linesmen separate them. And boy, what a good period of hockey here from McNichols Arena. The Denver Grizzlies getting the only goal, and they lead this hockey game by a score of 1-0. Terry Ruskowski, though, has to be very happy with what he saw.
Well, he's got to be. Down only 1-0, and that, Adam, was a quasi-fluke goal as Curtis Hunt lost an edge, and the shot by Miller just caught the top shelf. But the Aeros played hard. They played very disciplined hockey, didn't take any chances, and I'm very, very impressed by that last power play.
So the Grizzlies lead it by a score of 1-0. The Aeros leaving the ice, and when we return, we'll have more from McNichols Arena, including a chat with Mario Chitaroni right after this. Along with Barry Warner, it's a 1-0 hockey game. It's been an outstanding hockey game, and standing by is Mario Chitaroni. Mario, you know, this hockey team has won 3 in a row, and after the team kind of went through a little bit of a dry spell, is there any one thing that's turned it around right now?
I don't know if it's one thing. We had one meeting where we talked about what we have to do to prepare for the playoffs, and I think that's the biggest thing. You know, we sat down, we told everybody what their job was, and we decided that offense isn't quite as important as defense, and that we really got to cut down goals if we're going to win some hockey games, and we got to play better defense. And probably the last 5 or 6 games, we've really done it. We really cracked down on all aspects of everything we have to do to win.
Mario, on St. Patrick's Day, Friday night, we did the radio. We didn't do television. We can't show the folks back home, although 13,733 saw it. That unbelievable 360 backhanded goal. Would you possibly tell me how in the world you pulled that off?
Well, I don't know if it's anything planned, that's for sure. I think it's more of elimination of options that I had. I came down on the 2-on-1, and I was looking for Mike Maurice on the pass, and he kind of cut it off, so I just twisted right around since I was half turned around anyways, and really my only option was to shoot the puck on the backhand, and I was really fortunate enough that the goalie went down and put it upstairs.
You know, it's the third game in 3 nights, and as media guys, we just assume with the altitude and the 3 games in 3 nights, stamina plays a key part. Do you guys start feeling the heat and the pressure there when we get to the second, third period because of the altitude?
Well, definitely. I think we feel it right now. Our shifts, we went into the first period saying that we're going to keep our shifts anywhere from 15 seconds to 30 seconds. Obviously, we went over that a little bit, but we had guys talking on the bench that altitude really takes a whack out of you, and, you know, it's something that we got to be conscious of, that, you know, we don't want to get caught out there on a long shift where the altitude and the lack of oxygen really slows us down and inhibits us from taking our man to the net. We really got to be careful of it.
Murray, the last question. Subconsciously, you guys dig down a little bit deeper to try to give Troy Gamble more help defensively with the wingers doing their job?
Definitely. You know, we just can't allow a lot of shots on net. Our goaltending is really good, but what kills us, I think, more than the first shot on net is the second and third shots on net. Any shot from anywhere in the rink, I really believe either one of our 2 goaltenders can handle. It's just when they get a second or third shot, or Troy can't see the puck come at him, is where we run into problems.
Mario, thank you, and best of luck for the rest of the game.
Thanks a lot. All
right, Mario Chitaroni joins us here in the first period intermission. It's 1-0 in favor of the Denver Grizzlies. Now, for those of you that watch the hockey action, and all you see is what goes on the ice, and you know that they practice before the game and all that. There's a lot that's said. We've talked many times about Terry Ruskowski and his pregame talks, and our UPN cameras kind of snuck in behind the scenes, and we'd like you to see back home what's involved behind the scenes in a pregame skate.
We've got to start preparing ourselves for playoffs. We've got to start playing playoff hockey now. So when we get into the playoffs, we're going to be used to it and adjusted well to it. We've got to keep our mental thought there. I know it's been a long year. It's been a long year for all of us. It's been a long year. We're winding down. Everybody's got to come down here prepared, ready, willing, and able to do whatever they have to do to win a hockey game. Most important time of the year is starting right now. We've got to be physical, we've got to be smart, and we've got to work hard all the time. Strong in the puck heart. That means when you go in the corner, there's no doubt in anybody's mind, that's where your line mates get ready to get the puck, because you're going to get it. You're big, you're strong, and you get mean in the corners, they'll give you the puck. Strong in front of the net. Shots to the point, we got guys in front, ready, willing, able to deflect it or get the rebound. Take a beating in front of the net, cause a goal. Win those battles along the boards. Head on a swivel, always know where everybody is. When we're alert and have our head in the swivels, when we know where everybody is, we're always in the game. Support each other. Remember, a pat in the back is better than a knife in the back. Come on, let's go.
Well, thank you, Terry Ruskowski. I feel motivated, I'm pumped, and I'm ready for a big second period. But first, we'll have more from McNichols Arena. After this, it's 1-0 Denver. Welcome back to the McNichols Arena, Denver, Colorado. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. It is a 1-0 hockey game. Outstanding hockey game tonight. Just 1 goal to speak of, and why don't we take a look here at the Columbia HCA scoring summary, as the only goal came off the stick of Kip Miller, his 36th of the year at 7:29. Rod Miller and Milan Tichy getting the assists. Well, you know, Murray Eves is a guy that he's been in and out of the lineup quite a bit this year, mostly out of the lineup, and for him, you know, it must be frustrating. But I'll tell you what, there's no finer guy you want, because this guy works hard on and off the ice, and it's very important that he continues to work hard, riding the bike, lifting weights. And Barry Warner had a chance to talk with Murray Eves about his non-game day workouts. Barry?
It's game day, and after the morning skate, there are some players left on the ice. The reason? They're not going to suit up tonight, and Murray Eves, you're out here for what, an extra 15 or 20 minutes doing conditioning, or what?
Yeah, Barry, about the guys who usually don't play, Terry puts me in charge of those guys, and we come out here, we do about 15 minutes of aerobic skating, maybe a little anaerobic skating, meaning stops and starts and that kind of thing. But you got to stay, when you're not playing, you got to stay in best shape that you can, and if that involves doing extra, then you got to do it.
Do you simulate certain game conditions?
Not well, other than shooting on the goalie. Sometimes the goalie who's not playing that night, we'll get out here and we'll do some passing drills on him. But it's basically just staying sharp with your shooting, your skating, and there's not enough guys to really simulate any, game conditions out here.
Now you repeat the same situation at 6:25 for a 7:30 face-off, don't you?
As far as me going out on the ice?
Yeah, the guys that aren't playing.
Yeah, exactly. We'll come back out here for the pregame skate, or the warm-up skate, and do a little extra there also, just to you can't get enough when you're not playing. You can only do so much bike riding on a stationary bike or running on a treadmill. There's no substitution for skating, so when you're not playing, you try and take advantages of the most ice you can, and that only comes in practice when you're not playing.
And yet after a game, don't you also go in and do some calisthenics when the guys are getting dressed, putting their sweaters on?
Exactly. I mean, the guys are playing, that we had one spurt there where they played 7 games in 9 nights, and I think I only played one of those games. So, in a game situation, you're always pushing and shoving with your upper body, so it's important to also not only skate, but to keep your upper body in pretty good shape.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Muzz. It's 1-0. Denver leads it, and we'll have more from McNichols Arena right after this. It's 1-0. The Denver Grizzlies lead it here in the first period intermission. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. And, we've talked about how good the period was. And again, I don't think you can fault Troy Gamble on that goal. He's had a pretty strong period.
2 things happen, both of them bad. The first, Curtis Hunt loses the edge of his skate. And the second, the puck ends up on the stick of Kip Miller.
Wrong guy to put it on that
guy.
stick. But I'll tell you what, still a good period for the Houston Aeros. And let's take a look at the highlights, and we'll look at that goal and a couple of angles of that goal. And you can see, watch Curtis Hunt. I think he just loses an edge right there, and he's going to go down.
Has no leverage whatsoever, Ed.
So Kip Miller blasted up top shelf, and nothing Troy Gamble can do, and I think you'll get a better look at it on this angle right here.
As you said, Adam, when Kip Miller has it, he controls that puck on a string, and he's as fast laterally as he is straight ahead. And when Curtis goes down, the other defenseman has got to sit back and wait for the other man driving to the net and for a rebound.
You'd think a lot of teams would be a little frustrated giving up that goal, especially third game in 3 nights. Aeros came back and had some chances.
Tremendous composure, and especially on that power play. They killed 1 penalty, and they had 6 shots on goal, and Mark Freer coming so close to making a 1-1 game.
Oh, and Tommy Salo was unbelievable. He made some saves, and then there was some he didn't have to make, but they just went wide.
And the other thing, too, about Tommy Salo, he has the rock-solid defense. It is a defense with no flash, with no pizzazz, but if there is a more solid defense in the IHL, please tell me where it is.
Probably right here. Let's take a look at the Pasta Company stats in that first period, brought to you by the original Pasta Company. 10-8 shots on goal. The Grizzlies out shooting the Aeros. 9 saves for Troy Gamble, 8 for Tommy Salo. And penalties, both teams taking just 1 minor for 2 minutes each, which results in both teams being 0 for 1 on the power play. You look at the Oshman's game plan, Barry Warner, and for the most part, the Aeros have stuck to that.
Well, they've done it as far as the stamina, not getting caught at all, and Mario Chitaroni talked to us about that. The physical play and good discipline play, and the work on the power play. Even though they didn't score, the work in the power play. The other aspect of it, too, Adam, as you pointed out, the mental toughness. They're playing this like it is a playoff game, and they're not awed by Denver. The fact that the Grizzlies happen to be the first team to clinch a playoff berth.
Yeah. All right, 1-0 Denver. We'll bring you the second period of action right after this. The Denver Grizzlies returning to the ice. Aeros soon to follow to get ready for the second period of action. 1-0 in favor of the Denver Grizzlies. Boy, I'll tell you what, Aeros souvenirs are taking off, and they continue to sell well. And let me show you some stuff right now. Here's some officially licensed Aero apparel. This is an official cap, and it is all white with a team embroidery. It's adjustable and constructed to wool for a comfortable fit for any Aeros fan. You can complement the cap with the Give Blood Play Hockey t-shirt. It's available in sizes medium, large, or extra large. To order, call 1-800-423-2121. Cap sell for $21.95, and the tees are $14.95 plus $4.25 shipping and handling. Order now, receive a free souvenir Aeros hockey puck, 30-day money-back guarantee. So have your credit cards ready. Call 1-800-423-2121. Ask for hockey, then ask for Aeroware. You got your Give Blood shirt yet?
That's the one I don't have. But my prize, though, is the Aero stock shirt.
Well, get on it.
I will. I will.
All right, well, with it 1-0 in favor of Denver, let's take a look at some scores around the IHL and some important ones. Cincinnati defeats Atlanta 6-3. Aeros can have second place to themselves if they win. Milwaukee 7-4 winners over the Minnesota Moose. That helps the Aeros as well. And also another final, Chicago 7-3 over the Las Vegas Thunder. 5th straight win for former Aeros Clayton Young, Brian Pellin, and Steve Goslin, who not done that badly for the Chicago Wolves this year.
Adam, one key point. The last time the two teams were up here, Rob Dobson faced 53 shots. Terry Ruskowski told us right at the beginning of the game that he was going to change his defensive strategy a little bit, bring a forward like a Mike Yeo or Mike Maurice out high to help out. And the Aeros have not been caught against the best skating team in the IHL. So the conservative game plan that Roscoe has put forth has worked, and this team has just got lightning speed and quickness.
So now the Aeros need one to tie here as we get into the second period. And Mark Freer will start with Scott Arneal and Dave Tippett. Defensively, Hunt, Kevin Grant. Denver Grizzlies still bringing out their skaters, Jan Comiskey, along with Igor Bashkatov. And Andre Vasiliev defensively, Normand de Rochefort and Gord Dineen. Drop of the puck. We're underway with the second period. 1-0 in favor of the Denver Grizzlies. The Aeros shoot the puck and they'll move it right to left in this period. Tommy Salo out of the net. He's rolled it down for Dineen. Bumped by Arneal. Now Dave Tippett back to the line. Grant trying to slip it down for Arneal. He's popped by Dineen. Now Mark Freer. He centered it, but Salo got a stick on it. The puck is cleared to the line, not out. Held in by Grant. Down it's Jan Comiskey now. Chipped it along the boards. Here is Kevin, or Gord Dineen. I'm listening to you, Barry. It's Gordy Dineen. Here's Mark Freer left side. Bumped along the boards. Trying to center the puck. It's knocked away. Now, here come the Denver Grizzlies. Jan Comiskey across the line. Trying to drop it back. Grant stays with him stride for stride. Puck along the boards, and here is Comiskey again. Checked by Tippett, and then Kevin Grant lowers the boom, and down he goes like a ton of bricks, and the Aeros have it. Here come the Houston Aeros. Freer a pass to center for Arneal. Late in the shift, he says, we'll take the line change. And that was about a minute shift for the boys to start the period. Now it's Milan Tichy for the Grizzlies. He'll move it up and out of his zone. A pass to the left side for Miller. Rod Miller left side shoots the puck into the Aeros zone. Out of the net, Gamble slowed it for Shagarodsky. And 18:46 to play in the period. Denver leading 1-0, and Jakes turns it around. Out at center, a pass for Chitaroni. Rolled it into the Denver zone, but the Grizzlies clear. But that is offsides, and play is whistled down. 1.5. Late in the second, 1-0 Denver, and Kevin Grant lower the boom, baby, right here.
Kevin Grant just takes 1-2 strides in the sandwich job. Comiskey loses his helmet. Great leverage by Grant. When we talked to Kevin on the way over on the team bus, he's 5 pounds lighter. He said normally this time of the year he starts to lose some weight, but it's gone on a more accelerated pace because of the heat and humidity playing in Houston. He is quicker, and we have seen, and not tonight because the game plan has been conservative for the defenseman not to pinch, but we have seen more activity on the part of Kevin Grant, bringing the puck up ice and down towards the goal mouth.
Last 3-4 weeks, Kevin Grant has been, I think, the top defenseman. Puck is shot down the ice. Out of the net, it's Troy Gamble. He'll flip the puck to the corner, but it came right to Chris Taylor, base of the right circle. Chitaroni worked it away, though. Lifted up the boards for Hackborn. Now the Aeros come out, and they've got a 2-on-1. Shagarodsky cutting right in. Oh, my word! What a save by Tommy Salo. Scooching it from the jaws of the twine. Oh, my! And he'll hold on.
Oleg coming down with his countryman Vadim Slipchenko on the far side, does a good job of faking the pass, and Salo comes up with a great play. Caught in no man's land, number 4, Rob Miller. As Oleg coming down, and this lets it fly. That's the second time that Tommy Salo has saved his club from an Oleg Shagarodsky potential goal.
Face off to the right of Salo. Put the S on his chest, baby. Super Salo again. Now the puck shot to center. Here come the Grizzlies. Armstrong across the line, but Robinson is back. Bob Robinson rolled it along the boards. It'll go to the line, not out, held in by Crossman. Along it's picked up for Armstrong into the slot. Quick shot slung wide of the net. Now it is Robinson. Chipped up the boards for Townsend. At center it is Todd Harkins. Shot it into Denver territory. Sal out of the cage. Reversed it along the boards. First one there's Harkins. He'll center it. just got by Graham Townsend. Now the puck to Derek Armstrong. Moving up and out of the zone. Pass center ice for Kip Miller. Across the line for Andy Brickley. Chipped it back. Here's Ignatieff. Centered. Score! Andy Brickley. What a pass from Victor Ignatieff. 2-0 Denver.
Adam, you said it completely. The pass from Victor Ignatieff. Too fat, too slow, and too out of shape to play with the Aeros about 4 months ago. But he threads the needle in the excellent hands by Brickley, who played up in Boston with Scott Arniel. Makes this a 2-0 game. It's a superb pass. Ignatieff occupying the defense as he comes down. Aeros get caught one short. Brickley waits until the last moment and just lets it fire by as he gets to the inside of Rob Robinson for the 2-0 lead.
So now the Grizzlies have a 2-0 lead, as you say, Barry. And boy, you just don't like to be down 2 goals, not only just to Denver, but third game in 3 nights. We've talked about as the Aeros ice the puck, and a face-off will be brought down into the Houston Aeros zone.
But that's textbook. That is just the way that a man like Butch Goring wants it to happen. And Brickley started the play as he came down, and when he passed the puck back off, it was patience. They waited until at the last moment Brickley just accelerated a little bit, making that a 2-0 lead.
So now the face-off after the icing call will be brought back to the right of Troy Gamble. Brickley, 11th of the year, and it is 2-0 in favor of the Denver Grizzlies. Now the puck shot at center ice. Aeros have got it. Mark Freer brings it across the line. Freer trying to muscle it in there. Dineen's got it pumped along the boards. Now it is Normand Rochefort. That's blasted away. And it's picked up by Igor Bashkatov. Bashkatov at center. He got by the check of Arniel. Arniel giving it to him pretty good with a stick play going on now. Curtis Hunt along the boards. Worked away by Bashkatov. He centered one. Here's the shot. Oh, it was popped just wide of the net. Centered again, but the Aeros are there. They tip it at center. Moves it through the neutral zone. Rink wide pass for Arniel. Aeros look offside. The play going on. Here's a pass knocked away, and it's a 3-on-1. Vasiliev across the line. Wait, shoots, get ball. What a great save. Now it is Kevin Grant trying to push the puck away from Igor Bashkatov. Behind the net, Bashkatov wheeling, dealing, still the puck. Now stuff shot. Oh, Gamble with a great pad save. Now it is Oleg Shagoronsky. Moves the puck up and out of his zone. Here come the Aeros, and knocked down is Oleg Shagoronsky. Well, Bernie DeGrace, our referee, letting play go on. It's getting a little physical. And now the puck at center. Andrei Vasiliev brings it through the neutral zone across the Aero blue line. Waits now, cuts in, fakes the shot, makes the move, and he lost the puck. Here's Vasiliev, rolled it behind the Aero net. It'll go to Mario Chitaroni. Aeros trailing 2-0 with 4 minutes gone in the second. Here come the Aeros. Hackborn through the neutral zone. Across the line. Hackborn getting set. Center. Chitaroni shooting. Salo stopped it. Now the puck. Chitaroni trying to center it again, and Salo's got it. And I'll tell you what, he looks impenetrable tonight. It's going to take something special to beat him. And we'll see if the Aeros can do it when we return. 2-0 Denver, and we'll be back.
This could be a defining moment if the Aeros can mount the comeback down 2-0 as Troy Gamble comes up with a big save. They're in a 3-1 breakaway, and Troy Gamble comes up big. Making it almost a 3-zip goal.
Comes up with a glove stop, and then Salo makes another fine save, but what is his reactionary time is the one he stops on Mario Chitaroni trying to center it again, but Salo is just looking unstoppable. And boy, if you don't get to him soon, I don't know if you'll ever get one by him. We've seen it so many times this year. A goalie gets hot, and if the Aeros don't get to him by midway the second period to the end of the second period, it could be too late. We'll see. And I'm not saying anything in terms of negative toward the Aero. I'm just saying goaltenders just seem to get stronger against teams, especially the Aeros, as the game wears on, and you want to get to them soon. We'll see if the Aeros can do it. Here comes Lenny Hackborn across the line with Slivchenko. Hackborn dropped it back. The shot that was blasted just wide by Chitaroni, but the brunt of that shot carried all the way back into the Houston Aeros zone. Rob Robinson in his own end chipped it off the glass. Back is Milan Tichy, flipped it into the Aeros zone. Robinson is there, but he gave it away. Here's Taylor, centered. Oh, it went wide of the net. Gamble got a piece of it too. Slivchenko banks one to center. Here comes Lenny Hackborn with Chitaroni and Slivchenko. Hackborn across the line. Hackborn winding, faking, and his pass just too far for Curtis Hunt. He had to catch up to it on a hop. Now to Slivchenko, pounded by Tichy. Puck in skates, fished out by Milan Tichy. And the Grizzlies come out with it. Tisci, center ice, chipped it into the Aeros zone. Gamble will slow it. Here is Kevin Grant now from right to left. Gave the puck away to Andy Brickley, but he fired it into the corner. Now the Aeros starting to get maybe a little careless in their own zone. They've had a couple of turnovers. Here is Kip Miller back along the boards. Ignatieff jammed it down. Brickley waiting, centered. Oh, Gamble had it in front, and Curtis Hunt fired it away. Now the puck is cleared to center, and down the ice it goes. Victor Ignatieff's got to hustle back. No icing, so Ignatieff really has to hustle. Blasts the puck along the board. Then Graham Townsend imprints him like an American Express along the end wall. Puck centered, knocked away by Brickley, and the Grizzlies clear it. Now at center, here come the Denver Grizzlies. Crispin belted off the puck by Maurice. Here comes Derek Armstrong through the neutral zone, shoots the puck into the Aeros zone. Out of the net, Gamble, slowed for Hunt. He goes hard into the corner with Kip Miller. 13:43 to go here in the second. Denver lead at 2-0. In the corner to the right of Gamble. Puck there for Townsend. He reversed it. Kip Miller tried to bat it down. Mike Maurice is there for Houston. Maurice, a long, high pass at center. It's fielded by Townsend, and he shot it to Denver territory. But Gord Dineen quickly turns it around. Shot it into the Aeros zone. Hustling back are the Houston Aeros. Back. It's Curtis Hunt icing the call, and play is whistled down. Monday nights are UPN nights on 20, starting at 7 o'clock with Star Trek Voyager, followed by Pigsty at 8 o'clock and a Platypus Man at 8:30. Sports and great new shows all here on UPN 20.
Curtis Hunt's had some bad luck on that very first shift when he lost the edge, but he has come back hard as we take a great look at Graham Townsend using that big body, 6'2", 220 pounds, putting Marinucci into the boards. But Hunt saved a goal down there. It could have been 3-1 as he came down and really blocked the centering pass and kept Armstrong from scoring and making it a 3-0 game.
Well, the Aeros want to get back. That guy right there, Mark Freer, needs to kind of get one behind Tommy Salo. He has been incredible as of late. I think we've got a problem with the glass here, and we may have a little bit of a delay on our hands. We've seen it before here. The glass is loose. I mean, this building is built okay for hockey, but I mean, they're still working on a lot of the bugs. And it looks fine from this angle as we look at it on television, but obviously something has jarred itself loose. Oh, there it is, yeah. That little piece of the mullion has squirmed out of there. The glass has become dislodged. Great camera work. Look at that. You can see the edge of it has come out about a half-inch thick plexiglass here. And they're going to have to fix it. I think we're going to have a bit of a delay here.
We've got Joe Pogge, the man who has come up with all of the wonderful, crazy promotions, the marketing and the advertising, along with Brad Ewing. He's up here, Joe is, along with some other Aero executives for some league meetings on promotions. Meanwhile, Glenn Hart and Steve Patterson fly tomorrow to Chicago for a Board of Governors meeting. And Chuck Watson, who was up in Vail, came in, saw the game last night. The first thing he wanted to see, Adam, afterwards, he wanted to take a look at the replay of the Chitaroni goal. He said, the first thing I heard when I came off the slopes was, what a game the Aeros played. He took a look at it, and the Aeros now find themselves down 2-0 as we just kind of take a timeout for some mechanical repairs.
2-0 Grizzlies, and we'll have hopefully this taken care of when we return. 13:19 to go, and we'll be back.
Victor Ignatieff, who came up with an assist on the goal, pays for it at the other end as Graham Townsend just lets him have it. A good, clean, solid check. Notice the leverage where Graham gets him and pins him, and that is what forced the mullion off the track there. A solid hit as Graham just raises him. Tremendous camera work from our UPN crew, headed by Paul Bykowski and Aaron Silberman, as he comes up, and you can see vividly the force. And you talk about the strength. It's not just the strength, but it's the leverage, the way that Graham got up and under and really drove through.
It's 2-0 the Denver Grizzlies leading it, and I think there's still going to be some time trying to get that thing, solved. And that is not that easy. They may have to pull the whole glass out. Look at them jar that thing, trying to get the glass back on track, if you will. The Aeros who trailed 2-0, gave up the goal to Andy Brickley at 11. It was a nice pass. Victor Ignatieff and Kip Miller getting the assist at 2:20 of the period. And then at 7:29 back in the first period, Kip Miller got the Grizzlies on the board with his 36th of the year, Milan Tichy, and Rod Miller getting the assist.
Adam, can I make a confession to you on the air? When we flew up this morning, I really figured after playing the 2 tough games with playoff implications against Kansas City, flying up and playing a Denver team that has got such great speed, I feared, uh-oh, remember what happened the last time we were here? 53 shots against Dobson. They score 6, but the Aeros have played a very fine game, conservative. They're not taking chances, but they're doing the fundamental things that are necessary to win. And down 2-0 at this juncture with 13:19 to go. There's plenty of time left.
Well, the Aeros have run the gamut of promotions this year. They've come up with some of the strangest, some of the most exciting promotions. How about if I told you you would have a chance to win a house? How about a Royce Esprit home valued up to $95,000? The Houston Aeros and Royce Homes have teamed up to give you a chance to win a new home on April 2nd at the Aeros home game versus the Minnesota Moose. It's Fan Appreciation Night. See the Houston Post and listen to 104 KRBE for details. Aeros home game where you can win the home. Now that's only if I decide I don't want it. I think they're giving me my first crack. Do I want it? I've seen the house. It's
outstanding.
It's nice.
Well, Adam, you went out a few weeks ago to one of the Royce homes. I went out last week with Pete Dineen. It was really interesting because Pete and I went out and we spoke to some of the fine realtors that the folks from Royce Homes had at the open house. Turns out that Pete bumped into a guy who played hockey in the juniors with Gordy. And now we find that Gordy is back tonight, and I guess we're going to visit with the Dineen brothers between the second and the third period. And it was really a surprise when we came in and found out that Gordon Dineen was returning from the Islander franchise.
Well, you mentioned Gordy Dineen, and this is, of course, a Grizzly hockey club that's affiliated with the New York Islanders, and they've got some NHL connections. Kip Miller and Gord Dineen were called back today to the Denver Grizzlies. Still up, Paul Stanton, Chris Luongo, Zygmunt Palffy. As soon as the NHL season started, he was gone, and you knew he was not going to come back, and I don't think he will. Chris Luongo, I doubt will, and I don't think Paul Stanton will as well. But Kip Miller and Gordy Dineen, those are two I think that couldn't be back and forth. And then when the Grizzlies season is over, pending the Islanders are still playing, I think those guys will be up with them as well.
And you wonder what would have happened if Kip Miller was not sent down. A goal and an assist. What the complexion of this game would look like.
Face off to the right of Salo. I'd rather see Salo in New York right now. Here is Rob Robinson at a left point. Lets a long shot go. Had a little altitude on it, and the puck is picked up by Rochefort and cleared to center ice. Here come the Denver Grizzlies. Ignatieff blasts it in. Chris Taylor shot and Gamble gets a shoulder on that. Here is Scott Arniel trying to clear it. Cannot. It's given away. Here's the shot. Oh, that was whipped wide by Jan Comiskey. Freer for Houston. Blasted it down the ice, and Gord Dineen will go back to get it. Dineen rolled it through. It was picked up by Tippett. Quick shot and a stick save made by Salo. Rochefort. He'll clear it out at center ice. Carl Valamont for Houston trying to bring it ahead, but it was poked away, and Jan Comiskey now across the line. Comiskey pulls up. Right wing forward, center, jammed away, and the Aeros have it. Here they come right to left. Robinson for Scott Arniel. Shoots the puck into the Denver zone, and the Grizzlies go back. 2-0 Denver, 12:23 to play here in this second period. Here come the Denver Grizzlies now through the neutral zone. Milan Tichy shoots it into the Aeros zone. Troy Gamble knocked it down. He'll roll it over to the boards for Steve Jakes. Now Shargorodsky in behind the net. He'll pull up, watched by Jeff Simon. I think that's his first shift tonight. I don't recall seeing him out there until now. Long lead pass, Slivchenko way off the mark. Icing the call. And face-off will be back into the Houston Aeros zone.
If number 8, Jeff Simon, is on the ice, one thing is certain to follow: a penalty. He leads with 22 major penalties this year. He's among the leaders with over 200+ penalty minutes. A tough customer. Not the most skilled player, but a guy who can control the puck, but awfully strong.
Grizzlies lead it 2-0. A little over 8 minutes have been played. Face off to the right of Troy Gamble, drop of the puck, and the Aeros have got it. Here is Shargorodsky now. He'll move it up the left side. Chitaroni pushed it up for Jakes. And he'll roll it into the Denver zone. Grizzlies going in after it. Is it icing? Yes, it is. She was there in the faceoff. Back down into the Aeros zone. 11:43 to go here in the second period. Grizzlies lead it 2-0. Aeros kind of an interesting schedule. They will leave tomorrow from Denver. They will go to Milwaukee. They will get Monday off. They'll spend Monday in Milwaukee. They'll spend Tuesday in Milwaukee. Still no game. Their next action will be Wednesday in Milwaukee. Then they'll get Thursday off and play Friday in Milwaukee. And then Saturday back home against the Milwaukee Admirals. So whether you follow them on the radio or watch them at home when they come back on Saturday, you're going to get to know the Milwaukee Admirals. And that is a team you may want to get to know because they could very easily be an opponent for the Aeros in either the first or even the second round of the IHL playoffs. I'd love to see them in the first round. The Aeros, I think, have their number. Here's Steve Jenks. Shoots the puck to center. Goes back into the Denver zone, and now it is Milan Tichy. In behind the net now. Roll the puck over to Jeff Simon. And it's up ice for Chris Taylor. Taylor through the neutral zone. Trying to make his move around Jakes. Taylor makes his move. Cuts in. Stuff shot. Campbell stopped it. Now the puck into the corner. Shagarodski will get it up for Vadim Slivchenko. Trying to bring it up and out of the zone. Cannot do it. Here's Jeff Simon. We're going to get a penalty on the Aeros. A centering pass wide of the net. And back is Hackborn. And we are going to get a penalty on the Houston Aeros. A hooking minor. And we'll get another look at the Denver Grizzly power play.
I think that was a situation where Mario Chitaroni was simply going for the puck and got the blade or the hook part of the skate as he tried digging it out of the blade right underneath the skate of Marinucci. Coming back, whoops, a little higher up than the skate. Good job, guys, with the pictures.
2 minutes up on the board to Slivchenko, and a face-off to the left side of Troy Gamble. As you see Slivchenko off for hooking. He's been in a bit of a point drop the last few games. Much for him, I'll tell you, when he gets it going, he is such a skilled player. Here come the Aeros short-handed. Boy, a short-handed goal would be just lovely right now for the Aeros. Here is Kevin Grant. Big drive, spanked away, and the Aeros get it back, though, and Grant turns it down. Out of the net, Tommy Sallow. Here is Doug Crossman now. Crossman to the left side. Gets it back. Crossman and Ignatiev are your defensive tandems out there for Denver. Now the puck down into the Houston Aeros zone. Here is Curtis Hunt, and it's chipped up and all the way down the ice it goes. Aeros make some changes as Ignatiev hustles back. Freer is on his case now. Ignatiev reversed it behind the net. There's a minute 19 remaining in the Slivchenko minor. Andy Brickley. Long pass intercepted at center ice by Valamon, and he'll shoot it right back down the ice. You can see the Aeros not really wasting any time short-handed. Just get it and push it down. Kip Miller, right side at center to Jeff Medill. He'll hit the line. Medill crossed it up with Brickley. Medill trying to move down. He dropped it back. Ignatiev. It was pushed away by Arneal. It's out at center. Doug Crossman now worked it over to the near side. Kip Miller had it knocked away by Robinson, and right back down the ice it goes. 45 seconds remaining in the Slivchenko minor. Here comes Doug Crossman up and out of his end, shoots the puck in, and it was knocked away by Jakes, but Crossman got it back. Winds, fakes the shot, and Shagarodski pokes it away. Crossman trying to get away from Shagarodski. Now Marinucci, he lost an edge, crashed and burned in the corner. Here come the Aeros now, 3-on-3. Shagarodski with Hackborn, and Hackborn, he tried to make that move and cross up with Shagarodski, kind of had his back turned, and it threw off the timing. That is offside. There's 24 seconds remaining in the Slivchenko minor. 9:33 to go in the second period, and the Grizzlies lead it 2-0.
All right, to kill this and get a goal, cut this lead in half, make it a 2-1 game. Glenn Hackborn has done a marvelous job of killing penalties and working so well with Mario Chitaroni on his wing. Takes a breather.
So now it is Harkins with Maurice. Defensively, Shagarodski and Steve Jenks. Face-off center ice, Harkins against Chris Taylor. It's 2-0 Denver here at McNichols Arena. Off the face-off, Denver's got it. Gord Dineen in his own zone. A pass to the left side for Milan Tichy. He by Maurice, and the puck is turned around though, and here come the Grizzlies. Vasiliev across the line, dropped it, Taylor right in. Gamble stopped it, rebound, and Vasiliev is there, jammed it for Taylor. In behind the cage, rolled it over to the near side. Chris Marinucci back to the line. Gord Dineen, wide shoot. Blocker saved by Gamble. Back along the boards, it's penalty over. Teams at 5 aside. The Aeros have killed off the second power play for Denver tonight. Puck center, here's Vasiliev. Oh, but a great poke check by Maurice, and now it is Slivchenko. He'll move it 2-on-1 with Harkins. Slivchenko ready to go. Oh, and his centering pass had way too much loft. Here's the drive on a wide open net by Maurice. He missed. Kevin Grant a drive. That goes wide. Mike Maurice, his second time tonight, had a wide open cage and he fired it. He fired it wide. Now Salo comes out and he'll clear it out for Taylor. Jeez, it's like falling out of a boat and missing the water. Here's the puck now controlled by Curtis Hunt. Rolled it up, another 2-on-1. Hackburn right in, centered. Oh, it was blocked in front. Aeros turn. Here's his centering pass knocked away. The Aeros starting to get some chances, but it's cleared down the ice. Now it is Curtis Hunt in behind his net. Curtis Hunt weaving up and out of his zone. Get it out at center. Here come the Aeros. Hackboard flying it across the line, and the Aeros are offsides. 8:11 to go in the second. Grizzlies lead it 2-0, but the Aeros are surging, and we'll be back.
The Oilers got Mel Gray because of his speed and the way to change field position, and the Aeros got Vadim Slivchenko, who's got that explosiveness and that ability, maintaining his balance, but the backhand pass just a little high, and Harkins doesn't have a shot at it, and then Maurice misses the wide open net as Salo was about 1.5 feet behind the cage.
Yeah, I'd say Vadim Slivchenko, maybe his biggest weakness is his speed. He can't skate. I'm saying that facetiously, of course.
And I have a full head of hair.
Bingo. Here is Freer, O'Neill, and Tippett with Robinson and Valamont. Off the face-off, Aeros have it. Valamont spun off the puck, but he got it to Freer and shoots it hard into the Denver zone. Grizzlies have it. Here is Gordy Dineen. Pass to the line out at center, and here come Denver now. Pass through the neutral zone, knocked away by Tippett, but Comiskey worked it back into the Aeros zone. Robinson for Tippett. Trying to jam it along the board. They're skate to skate along the far side to the right of Gamble. They continue to grind it out. Trying to fish it through skates is Andre Vasiliev. Now it's kicked free, and the Aeros turn and clear it. Scott O'Neill moves it at center. Now it's picked up by Robinson, and he flipped it ahead, but back to the Denver Grizzlies. Gord Dineen to center, but it's back to Robinson. A bouncing puck that O'Neill couldn't handle, and then Comiskey crashes into Mark Freer, and here come the Grizzlies the other way. Right in. Here's the centering pass. Gamble stopped it. Oh, wow. Bashkatov had a great chance. Now Bashkatov again centered it, and Vasiliev tried to become a little nifty with it. Couldn't get a shot on goal. Now to Scott O'Neill the other way for the Houston Aeros, and across the line. O'Neill dropped it back. Tippett a centering pass. Kicked in there. Went off the skates of O'Neill. Now Bashkatov for the Denver Grizzlies to Kip Miller across the line. Here's a chance. Wraparound shot way wide of the net. Andre Vasiliev trying to wrap it down and hit the skate of Valamont, and Mike Maurice comes to center ice. Here is Maurice across the line. Maurice getting set. Waits, shoots. Salo stopped it with a stick. Puck in the corner. Maurice still fighting for it. Skates it back to the line. Oleg Shagarovsky pounds it down along the boards. Harkins went off his skate. Cleared by Denver, and out at center they come. Kip Miller ran into his own man and turned the puck over. Now it's Harkins. Harkins moving in. Winds. Shoots. Salo got a blocker on that as Harkins unloaded the big bomb from the right side. Here is Derek Armstrong now. Armstrong across the line, looped it down behind the net. Jakes back after it. Steve Jakes cleared to center for Mike Maurice. He'll bring it in, he'll shoot it, and Salo stick save. Maurice overskates, now Harkins. He cuts behind the net. Harkins centered it. A chance, Shagarovsky cutting in, and his shot was blocked by Crossman. I'll tell you what, the last 5 minutes have belonged to the Houston Aeros. Here is Jakes, right point, line, shoots, deflected right on, loose puck in front, Maurice. Oh, Salo, baby! What a stop on Mike Maurice, and wow, that is 3 times that Mo has been told no. 2-0 Denver with 6:01 to go in the second.
This all started at the 8:51 mark when Slivchenko went off for the hooking. The Aeros doing a magnificent job of killing the penalty, and that propelled the shift in momentum. Mo Maurice, one of the strongest guys in the Aeros, lets one fly from the blue line. And Salo once again makes the save. He is not having a night off like he's had in past nights as we take yet another look at it. And Tommy Salo, who was in the nets for that gold medal, has been just terrific tonight. You know, you take a look at Salo, you take a look at Fernandez. Those are 2 guys, Adam, for the next 10 years. Once they get up to the NHL, it's going to be, baby, they're there for the duration.
Tell you what, Maurice had a great chance there, but just couldn't quite get it in. I guess they can't all be gems. Here come the Aeros now. Chitaroni, quick shot, a great glove save made by Salo. Oh, man. Here is Kevin Grana's shot. That is blocked. I must be at Lakeside Country Club, because I'll tell you what, it was a 6 o'clock tee time, and the Aeros finally got their golf clubs out, and they are wailing away on Tommy Salo. And he must be the Michael Jackson of tonight with the big glove, the white glove. Watch this.
Well, it's about a 5-iron shot, the way it goes up in the air. Salo with another superb save, and Tommy Salo, who's played the most minutes of any goaltender in the IHL, 2.60 and a 91% save percentage. And as the graphic indicates, no goalie has been in the pipes for more wins than Tommy Salo.
Well, now a timeout being called. I think Denver called a timeout here, and I think Butch Goring was the one that I think called it here. And while they sort all this out, we'll take a timeout ourselves. 5:43 to go, and we'll be back. It is a 2-0 hockey game in favor of the Denver Grizzlies. Butch Goring calling a timeout. He was not a happy camper, and he pretty much, I think, told his boys to pick it up a little bit here, because like we said, Barry, the Aeros in the last 6 or 7 minutes have really taken it to the Denver Grizzlies, and Tommy Salo has been the difference. Block shot down into the Aeros zone. Back goes Curtis Hunt, now watched by Kip Miller. Puck along the boards. Chitaroni trying to clear it. He can't get it out. Kishi held it in. Long shot. Whistled wide of the net. Picked up along the far side, and the Aeros have got it. Slivchenko. Here come the Houston Aeros now. Slivchenko barreling across the line. Center. Chitaroni. Right in. Oh, Salo. Great save. Another shot. And Salo got the stick on it. Here come the Denver Grizzlies now. Kip Miller across the line. Trying to pull it back. He did, but it got in front of him too far. And then, Curtis Hunt just about put it into his own net. Now the puck centered shot. Oh, my word! Give Troy Gamble a cigar. I've got the lighter, and I'll light it for him. Great save there by Gamble. Now it's Hackboard the other way. Pulling up. Dropped it back. Here is Slivchenko trying to move it down. It's chipped away. Now Chitaroni stepped it out in front, but the Grizzlies are there. Here come the Denver Grizzlies now. Vasiliev, a man to beat Valimont. Moves it down the right side. Had to circle back, though. Here is Andrei Vasiliev. Chipped it out in front. Aeros knocking away. Still at the line of the Aeros. Turn it around. Here they come. Here comes Mark Freer now. Shoots it into the Denver Grizzlies zone. Salo out of the nets. And he'll clear it. Not out. Held in by Valimont. Spanked it down along the boards. Tippett trying to jam it out in front. But wow, a moment ago, an unbelievable save by Troy Gamble. He's definitely played well tonight. He's bounced back with a fine effort tonight. Hopefully he'll get a little help from the offensive end. Now the puck for Tippett. He's watched by Gord Dineen. Skate to skate along the boards. Fished out Comiskey. Here's Jan Comiskey, tripped up by Freer. No call. Play going on. Freer, I think, got away with one there, folks. Here is Arneal, right side. Arneal centered. Freer right in. Blocked. Loose puck. Here's Freer again. Jammed it down for Dave Tippett. Aeros are working hard right now, folks. Here's Tippett. Centered. Knocked away. I'm telling you, Aeros are close. They got to get one here. Tippett along the near boards. Watched by Rochefort. Jammed into the near side. Bashkatov trying to get it out of there. He's skate to skate, and play is whistled down. 3:38 to go here in the second period. The Grizzlies lead it 2-0. And I'll tell you what, the Aeros offensively are getting some chances, but boy, Troy Gamble a moment ago, a magnificent save in front.
I don't know how in the world he has kept this from being a much higher margin than it is right now. Just a terrific job that Gamble has done. He is totally focused and not looking at all like the very shaky Troy Gamble that we saw in the last couple of games. But he's really got his focus. He is totally in tune. And we saw right at the beginning, he got 2 or 3 hard saves right away, and he answered it.
Aeros win the draw, but it does not count. False start. And they'll try it again. Harkins with Maurice Townsend, Shargorodsky, Jakes, and Todd Harkins, who has been kept off the scoreboard a little bit lately. But I'll tell you what, he had a big effort last night, and he's put in together a pretty good show here tonight. Back in the near corner. Harkins fighting for it, but Taylor's got it for Denver. Rolled it up the left side. Here comes Jeff Medill to center. Medill at neutral ice, ripped it into the Aero zone. Quickly to the near side, it comes for Marinucci. He's pounded in there by Shargorodsky. The old Russian hammer, baby. Here comes the puck near side. Marinucci fished it out, but it's popped away by Maurice. And now it is Jakes. Slipped the puck on the boards. Worked away by Marinucci. Centered! Knocked away. Medill was all in there. Now here is Taylor behind the net. Taylor centered. This shot blasted away, and the Aeros will turn. Here comes Harkins to center for the Houston Aeros across the Denver blue line. Dropped it back, then he got it back. He centered it, but Victor Ignatieff was there for Denver, and he cleared it out at center. Oleg Shargorodsky shoots it into the Denver zone. Back is Victor Ignatieff. 2:44 to go here in the second. The Grizzlies lead it 2-0. Crossman right side. Banked it at center. Brickley was there. That's a two-line pass, and they'll bring the face-off back into the Denver zone with 2:36 to play here in the second period. Aeros next telecast will be Friday, March 31st at 6:30 as the Aeros travel to the Omni to take on the Atlanta Knights. That'll be the final regular season meeting, and then the final regular season telecast on UPN 20 will be Saturday, April 8th at 7:30. And so mark those two down, and sure to catch all the action right here on KTXH, your UPN 20 station. Face off in the Denver zone. Hackborn, Chitaroni, Slivchenko. This line being reunited and playing well as Grant a shot, get a blocker on it, Salo, and he does. Here is Slivchenko, base of the right circle, nice move, trying to cut in, but he was stood up by Miller. Now back to the line, Kevin Grant the drive, stick save by Salo. Crowd making some noise. Here is Derek Armstrong, pass at center ice. It's Andy Brickley, throws it ahead. Armstrong got by Slivchenko, right in, Gamble stopped it. Oh, Hackborn had to knock it free. Now it is Chitaroni trying to fish it through skates. It comes behind the cage. Gamble slows for Curtis Hunt. And here comes Hunt. Banked it out at center, but the Grizzlies are there. Outstanding play by the Aeros here. Now it is Armstrong. Turns it around. Sends it in. Miller shoots. Hit Gamble with a left pad save. Miller to Armstrong. Centered it. It went way through the slot. And here is Kip Miller. He's got a goal and a helper. Now the puck, Miller worked it down. Tichy centered. Here's Bashkatov, but he lost the puck. Brickley centered. Bashkatov again knocked off the puck. Hunt, he'll move it to center. If he hurries, he can have a 3-on-2, but no, lost the puck. And now Miller brings it in. That is offsides. And play is whistled down. 1:20 to go in the second. 2-1 or 2-0 in favor of the Denver Grizzlies.
Folks, I got to tell you, with the exception of that little flurry, the last 12.5 minutes of play have been all Houston, and it's been centered by that gentleman, Troy Gamble. How much confidence does Terry Ruskowski have in Troy Gamble? Well, last night, Scott Arniel came into the locker room and came into Terry's room and said, Dobber wants to know if he's going to start tomorrow night, because if he's not going to play, he won't shave. And without even speaking, looked up, he says, tell him to go get the Gillette. Gamble's in the pipes.
Puck control by Carl Valamont. And here is Rob Robinson. Steers it out at center for Arniel, and now does Robinson, shoots the puck into the Denver zone. Rochefort, he'll bank it down the ice. Valamont will hustle back. Icing indicated. Aeros back, and icing is called. 2-0 Denver with 61 seconds remaining in the second period.
Adam, the biggest surprise to me tonight was that the Aeros have had jump in their legs. You know, you figured after a couple of games and then having to travel, they wouldn't have the jump. They're skating fine. The problem is the speed of Denver is so incredible, and they make it look so easy. They mesmerize you just working even without the puck.
There's Scott Arniel, and we showed you at the top of the telecast the Douglas flap jacket, and it has helped him tremendously. It's more just for insurance than anything else. Vasiliev across the line now into the Aeros zone. We're under a minute to go in the period. Valamont rolled it to Robinson. Now the puck for Freer. Here come the Aeros. Mark Freer weaving through the neutral zone across the line with Arniel. Freer trying to move down, looks in front, still with it centered. It hits skates. Robinson's got it. Back to the line. Carl Valamont wide, shoots. That hit skates. Loose puck. Tippett had it go behind him, couldn't see it. Now he's got it back, and he jammed it back into the corner. But the Grizzlies are there. Normand Rochefort cleared it, not out. Held in by Valamont. Back behind the net. Salo bats it down. Dineen steers it to the corner. Here is Todd Harkins now for the Houston Aeros to Graham Townsend. Hands it to Arniel. Right wing boards getting set. Centered it. Knocked away. Loose puck. And Salo will lunge and cover up with 12 seconds to go in the period. And Denver leads 2-0. You know, I'll tell you what, Barry, you talked about the Denver speed. But I'll tell you the difference in this hockey game is that guy right there. No doubt about it. Put a big S on his chest. It's not for Salo. It's for Super.
1994 Olympic gold medal. The man has really adapted well to the smaller rink. Butch Goring was concerned when he got him about his ability to make that transition, but Tommy Salo has been sensational. Acrobatic, you said he's a male Mary Lou Retton, the way he's gone to the splits. The one thing he does, he makes that first save. He doesn't have to worry as much about looking out for rebounds because of that veteran defense. It just clears things up in front of him.
Face off to the left of Super Salo. Sounds like something you order in a deli. I'll have Super Salo. Face off between Todd Harkins and Chris Taylor. What am I thinking? Harkins trying to win the draw away from Chris Taylor.
You're buying dinner tonight. That's wonderful.
I know. Here's the shot right on it. Salo closes the pillows and he'll hold on.
What a job Tommy Salo has done, and he's a young kid. I mean, he's 24, 5'11", 160, and like so many goaltenders today, a terrific athlete.
Face off again to the left of Salo. Harkins against Taylor.
You know, it used to be they take this some wide guy that was slow and put him in the pipes. Not so today. You find in most teams your best athlete are the goalies.
Now with 9 seconds left, they pinch Kevin Grant from the point here in hopes that maybe he can get a shot away. Harkins wins the draw, but it's taken away by Miller. Blast it to the line, not out. Shagarodsky trying to center one. Harkins, he did center, went wide. Now the horn sounds in this period is over. I'll tell you what, Denver Grizzlies lead this hockey game 2-0, but it's that guy right there. That is the reason. The Aeros could have easily tied this game. They are playing an outstanding period, and that guy there too, Troy Gamble's having a great game. The Aeros trailing 2-0, and we'll have more from Denver right after this. Welcome back to McNichols Arena, Denver, Colorado. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. It is a 2-0 hockey game. It's been an outstanding hockey game, and one name we've been calling all night has been Gordy Dineen. He has played a fantastic game on the blue line for the Denver Grizzlies, but we've got standing by not just one in Gordy Dineen, but his brother Pete Dineen, the director of player personnel. Pete, let me just get it right out of the way. Growing up, who was the better defenseman?
Well, it depends what stage of our career. But I know, actually, myself and Gordy played together, and Kevin did also here in Denver at one time. And actually, myself and Gordy were both partners.
Gordy, Barry Warner up here. How crazy has this been for you? Up to the Islanders, back, up to the Islanders, back. I mean, what's going on?
It's been a real hectic 3 weeks. The Islanders have been going down with a lot of injuries. They have 5 defensemen down right now, so it's been real good for me and my frequent flyer miles. I'm going to have a heck of a trip at the end of the season.
Pete, I got to ask you, how much would you like the guy to your left to be in an Aero jersey?
Well, I tried to convince him this past summer, and he didn't bite the bait. So, but Gordy's always been one of the premier defensemen, you know, especially at this level. And you know, he spent a better part of his career at the National League level. So, you know, he'd be a welcome addition.
Gordy, what's it like for you as a kid who played with guys like Dr. Charles Wyatt and so many others playing youth hockey in Houston, to see the city of Houston have hockey once again after 16 years?
It's great. You know, they've always had such great fan support, and you know, it's nice after all these years of not having it. You know, with the WHA, I know those were some of the fondest years of my life when my dad was coaching there, and hopefully there'll be a lot more fond memories for Pete down the road.
Pete, 2-0 Grizzlies lead it, but this could easily be a 2-2 game. Are you happy with what you've seen from your hockey club thus far? Well,
we've ran into a tough goaltender again. Tommy Salo's probably the top 3 goaltenders in the IHL, and he's made some great saves. And you know, it's amazing, you know, playing 3 and 3 nights there. We seem to have some jump there, especially in the second period. So we'll see what happens in the third.
How far away, Gord, is this team that you have, the Denver team, from playing and beating some of the top teams in the NHL?
Well, I don't know if we're quite there with the caliber of the top teams in the NHL, but we do have a lot of talented players that are up and coming and are going to be NHL players. And then we have a lot of players who've been staples in the NHL for a long time, and guys like Doug Crossman, Norman Rochefort, and Andy Brickley. So, you know, a lot of nights I'm sure we'd be competitive. So, you know, it makes us feel good that we have such a strong team here.
Pete, last question here. As we get to the third period, what's it going to take for this hockey club to get back into this thing?
Well, I think, you know, the first 5 minutes is going to dictate the outcome of this game, and we got to go out there and jump on them right off the hop there, and especially work their defensemen like Gordy.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Gordy, for joining us. Best of luck to both of you.
Thank you.
All right. Peter Dineen, the director of player personnel for the Houston Aeros, and Gordy Dineen, defenseman, playing outstanding tonight for the Denver Grizzlies. It's a lot of fun seeing those two down there.
I still say he and Miller should have missed their plane. We'd have a much different hockey game.
All right. 2-0 Denver. We'll have more from McNichols after this. back to McNichols Arena. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. It's a 2-0 hockey game. The Denver Grizzlies leading it. I'll tell you, it has been an outstanding hockey game by both clubs. But I got to ask you, Barry, you got to think that Terry Ruskowski is right now telling his troops, hey, we're playing well. And right now, you got to think that they own this game.
Well, they did, Adam. I mean, after they gave up that one goal, they came back and totally dominated. With the exception of that one rush, they dominated play. They took the play up a notch and did everything fundamentally well. Tommy Salo has kept this from the Aeros leading by about 4-2.
And like you said, just the one goal that was given up, and we'll take a look at the goal on the Columbia HCA scoring summary, and it was scored by, well, we'll first show you the one in the first period. Kip Miller's 36th of the year, 7:29 from Miller and Tichy. Then in the second period, Andy Brickley, what a pass from Victor Ignatieff and Kip Miller at 2:28, and the Grizzlies lead it by a score of 2-0. And with that in mind, why don't we just take a little time out for good health? Second period intermission, 2-0, Denver leads it, and we'll have more from McNichols right after this. Welcome back to McNichols Arena. It's a 2-0 hockey game in the second period intermission. The Denver Grizzlies leading this hockey game, and you know, we touched upon it very briefly in the Oshman's game plan where we said Troy Gamble had to play well tonight, and he has.
He's been great, but as great as Troy has been, Tommy Salo has been sensational. We have seen a goaltending clinic tonight, there's no question.
Yeah, and you mentioned the goaltending. It's been like Fort Knox, and I'll tell you what, let's take a look at some great saves in that period, and they are brought to you by McDonald's. Watch this save coming up by Tommy Salo. Unbelievable as the Aeros bring it down, and Salo is there. He has been there all night. And then another centering pass by Chitaroni that almost got in, and Salo said, sorry, we have some lovely parting gifts for you. Thanks for playing. But we talked about Troy Gamble. He wants to equal to the task. Oh, Andy Brickley starts it in, and he finds Armstrong, and Gamble makes a good save.
Yeah, this was just a situation where they do the great job there of getting the stick out and poking the puck away.
So we see some saves, but somebody finally was able to get the puck in the net. It was Andy Brickley. Watch the pass from Victor Ignatieff. He'll get it from Brickley, and then wait. There it is. Yes, it's in there, and the Aeros find themselves down 2-0.
Well, it's your basic NBA give and go, and that's what happened. He just accelerated past Rob Robinson and made it a 2-zip game.
And those highlights are sponsored by Toyota, and the Aeros find themselves down by a score of 2-0. I don't think they can change anything different in that third period, but I think the stamina now is really going to be the key.
Well, that will be the key, Adam. Correct. They're doing everything fundamentally sound. They're doing everything that they want correctly. Only thing they haven't done is put the puck past the Swedish guardian of Fort Knox. He has been terrific tonight.
Let's take a look at the numbers of that period with the second period stats. They are brought to you by High-Low Auto Supply. What you need is High-Low. Shots on goal 15-13 in that period for the Houston Aeros. Shot totals through 2, 23 apiece. 15 saves in that period for Tommy Salo, 12 for Troy Gamble, 1 penalty. The only penalty of the period to the Houston Aeros for 2 minutes to Carl Valamont, and that meant the Grizzlies were 0 for 1 on the power play, meaning the Grizzlies are 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. Aeros have done a great job killing off penalties once again.
You know, it's March Madness in hoops. It's the return of Michael, but we're watching a playoff hockey game tonight. There's no question. The reduction in penalties, the discipline that the teams have had, and the great goaltending. And again, I'm not taking anything at all away from Tommy Salo, but the defense that he has with Rochefort, with Dineen, what's he got? 9,416 total NHL games. I mean, it's ludicrous the number of NHL games the Blue Liners have.
Yeah, and they go up and down all the time to the New York Islanders to gain even more experience. The Denver Grizzlies, in my mind, are the cream of the crop. I'll tell you what, Peoria Rivermen may be the cream of the crop in the East, but the Denver Grizzlies are going to be heard from in the West, and I think the road to the Turner Cup is going to come right through Denver.
Well, this is such a fundamentally sound hockey team. It is a team without any weakness at all. And while they have stars, they don't have a superstar or a line that you have to stop.
And really, neither do the Aeros. That's the one thing. I think the scary part with the Houston Aeros, you look at Harkins, you look at, of course, the Freer-Arneal-Tippett line. That's the marquee line. But, I mean, you got Maurice, who's been playing well. You've got Slivchenko. Yeah, he's in a bit of a drought right now, but he'll get it going. And we talked about Harkins. Crowley had a big night last night, although he's been out with a bad elbow tonight. They get it together. They are really close to putting this thing together.
And don't forget, too, about the unsung hero, the oh, by the way, Kevin Malgunas, who was out with an injured knee, but he was sensational the other night in the Friday night St. Patrick's Day win over Kansas City.
All right, 2-0 Denver. Big third period is up next, and we'll have it for you right after this. those sweaters? No, those are not for sale. Troy Gamble leading his troops out for a big third period. And you know, the way the Aeros played in that latter stages of the second, you know, if they could just continue to work like that and get one by Salo, maybe the other would come. We talked about it. It happened in Kansas City twice in both games. Aeros had a little stagnation in their offense, but as soon as they got one, they got another and another.
Well, the effort is definitely here by the Aero team, and the second period has been the big period for Denver during the course of this year. It's also been the worst period for the Aeros, and they gave up that one goal. But I got to tell you, with the amount of shots that they peppered on Tommy Salo, they could very well be up 4-2 in this hockey game. The fundamental game plan that Terry has had of bringing a forward back has worked to perfection. They have really done the job. They didn't take care of the puck a little bit at the start of the second period, and then they stopped that situation and have really, really played the kind of hockey that you want.
Looking at scores around the IHL, there is some good news for the Aeros because the teams that they're trying to catch and stay ahead of all lost. Cincinnati defeated Atlanta tonight. That game was in Cincinnati, 6-3 the final. Milwaukee 7, Minnesota 4 a final. Another final also sees Chicago win their 5th straight over the Las Vegas Thunder.
Now here we want to watch, as Pete Dineen said, the first 5 minutes of play. It's important for the Aeros to come out, play the strong defense, be fundamentally sound, and finally put a puck by Tommy Salo, who has been acrobatic tonight. He's made terrific saves, and I don't want to take anything at all away from Salo, but my gosh, look what he has up in front. But it's not just the defenseman, the speed of those forwards make it so much easier for the defensemen to do their job.
So we are ready for the start of period number 3. The Aeros will defend the goal to our left, the Grizzlies the goal to our right, and Houston will start with the top line of Mark Freer, Dave Tippett, Scott Arneal, with Carl Valamont and Rob Robinson. Butch Goring will send out his troops. For the start, he'll bring out Jan Comiskey along with Andrei Vasiliev, and also out on the right wing is Igor Bashkatov, defensively Norman Rochefort, and our second period guest, Gordy Dineen. It's great to see both Dineens once again. When Kevin Dineen was with the Aeros, we had Kevin and Gordy on together, so now we had Pete and Gordy. Wouldn't mind having Kevin on again, get him back in another Aero sweater. Off the face-off now, we're ready. We start the third period, and here come the Grizzlies, leading 2-0. Vasiliev across the line, sends one into the far corner. Comiskey centered it again, but it was knocked away by Valamont. Clear to the line, not out. Dineen held it in, spanked it down behind the net. Gamble came out to play it. Now it is Bashkatov right side. Bashkatov looking for Comiskey. He's bumped by Robinson, and out is Dave Tippett. Tippett trying to clear it, cannot. Vasiliev, he's got it, right side, shoots, blocked by Robinson. In there, Bashkatov trying to move it along the boards. Here is Igor Bashkatov, base of the left circle. He did center it, knocked away by Mark Freer. But the Grizzlies have come out. They're starting to work a little bit here, but the Aeros are able to clear it. This will go down the ice, and icing will be waved off. They felt Gord Dineen could have played it. Back behind the net, Normand Rochefort. He'll play the puck from right to left. Pass to the near side, Milan Tichy, but it's knocked away, and here comes Jakes. Hands it over to Hackborn, rolled it into the Denver zone. The Aeros are offsides, and the face-off is back to center. With a minute gone in the third, 2-0 Denver.
Really surprised by the aggressive play of Vasiliev and Comiskey. Now, normally, the Russian players are not considered to be that physical. They both took strong checks there by Rob Robinson, and both came back for more.
Born, Slivchenko, Chitaroni with Shagarodsky and Jakes. Kip Miller, Andy Brickley out there with Derek Armstrong. Grizzlies line up Milan Tichy and Rod Miller on the line. Off the face-off, Grizzlies have it. It's cleared by Tichy all the way down the ice. No icing. Aeros have to go back for it. Oleg Shagarodsky gently rolls a pass to the right side, and Jakes off to the right side. Hands it over to Hackborn. Drops for Chitaroni across the line. It was poke checked by Miller, and here come the Grizzlies. Brickley hands it back. Miller hits the line. Miller moving in, but Slivchenko back to Brideway. Now Brickley to drive, and I think Gamble got a pat on it. Now does Kip Miller. Centered. Brickley is shot high over the net, and it's picked up by Mario Chitaroni. Chitaroni couldn't clear. Brickley's got it back behind the net. Grizzlies have come out and taken it to the Aeros here in the first 2 minutes. Puck for Brickley behind the net, waiting, centering. Tichy fan on it. Puck just wide of the net. And now Jakes is there. Jakes roll it to Slivchenko. Out at center. Pass kicked away. It goes back down into the Denver zone. And the Grizzlies are back. Salo out of the net, but Tisci will play it. The Grizzlies will move it right to left here with 2 minutes gone in the third period and a 2-0 Grizzly lead. Here come the Grizzlies right side. Kip Miller pulls up, hands it over to Marinucci across the line. Marinucci drops it. Medill wanted to unload the one-timer, but he couldn't get a stick on it, and Harkins takes over. Harkins pass center ice for Mike Maurice across the line with Townsend. Maurice getting set, pulls up, hands it to Grant, but it was just out of his reach, and the Grizzlies clear it out to center ice. Aeros are back. Curtis Hunt. Pass tipped up for Harkins. Roll it into the Denver zone. Grizzlies slow. Salo to Doug Crossman behind the net. And here come the Denver Grizzlies. Right to left. Doug Crossman. Pass left side, but Dill intercepted by Grant. Pumped it into the Denver zone. That is offsides as Harkins plays it. And play is whistled down. 17:22 to play here in the third period. Denver leading 2-0.
Denver coming out the first 2 minutes almost as if they had a man advantage with the power play. They controlled the puck. They kept it in. They peppered shots. Troy Campbell came up strong. Now what the Aeros have got to mount something. I like the fact that Terry has changed the line a little bit and has what I refer to as the NASA line, the speed line of Hackborn, Chitaroni, and Slivchenko, as we take a good look at Terry Ruskowski. His club on a 3-game winning streak, wanting to make it a weekend hat trick tonight.
Rochefort chips it out at center, and it goes into the Aero bench and play. It's whistled down, and Ruskowski's got it, and he'll throw it into the stands for a souvenir. Scott Arneal, we talked about him and his flap jacket and his ribs. Although he's been kept off the scoring column, and so far last night and tonight, still playing a pretty good hockey game.
He was sensational the other night. He did everything. 2 goals and an assist.
Well, you got to remember, when a guy comes back with the rib injury, he's been out for, I guess, a week or so. Week to 10 days he was out, and he's got to come back and start it with 3 games in 3 nights. You know he doesn't quite have the game legs back yet, but he will. Here come the Grizzlies now. Jan Kaminski. Across the arrow line it comes. Jan Kaminski topped away by Robinson. Right back at center, Kevin Dineen. I said it again. Let's try Gord Dineen. He'll shoot the puck into the Aero zone. I want him back in an Aero uniform. Freer hands it over to Kaminski, and he'll turn it around. Center ice, Vasilia rolls it ahead, and now Bashkatov came smoking in there, and Campbell will lunge on top, and he'll cover up and hold on. 3.5 late in this third period, 2-0 Denver.
And you noticed when Troy Campbell came out, his first thing was to grab the puck and make sure there, then cover up, put that face down, and make certain that there is no way that a blade is going to get up around the throat area. See how he covers up right there, a la Quentin Malarchuk when Steve Tuttle opened him up several years ago.
Face off will be in the Aero zone to the left of Troy Campbell. Chip Miller, Andy Brickley, Derek Armstrong with Ron Miller. And Milan Tisci. Face off to the left side of Campbell. Hackborn, Chitaroni, Slivchenko with Jakes and Shargaransky. Hackborn take the draw against Kip Miller. Sticks down, dropping the puck. Grizzlies win the draw. Here is Andy Brickley. He's got the 2nd goal in the game as he lets a centering pass go just wide. Miller tried to redirect. Chitaroni golfed it to the line, not out. Held in by Brickley. Shot, whistled wide. Puck picked up. Here's Armstrong. Slips it over to Kip Miller along the left side. Miller drifting back. Trying to work it away, but it was Hackborn that cleared it out at center, and back into the Denver zone it goes. Rod Miller at his own blue line. Slipped the puck to center for Derek Armstrong. He shot it into the Aero zone, and back goes Steve Jakes. Jakes will turn from left to right. Long lead pass, misses everybody. It'll go down the ice. Aeros go back, icing the call, and play is whistled down. 4 minutes gone in the third period. 2-0 Denver, and we'll be right back. Now could use MacGyver to try and pull this one out. Can the Aeros score with a paperclip, though?
Adam, they had some great opportunities. Mo Maurice missed a couple of shots early in the second period. Shargaransky almost ripped the glove off of Tommy Salo. They haven't gotten, as you said, the heat-seeking missiles from Todd Harkins.
Face off to the right of Troy Campbell. Taylor, Medill, Marinucci with Ignatiev and Crossman. Harkins trying to win the draw. Medill's got it, pounds it down into the corner to the right of Campbell. Hunt is in there, but he's pounded by Taylor. Now on the boards it come. Here is Chris Taylor trying to move it in. A quick shot blocked, and out is Mike Yeo. He'll turn it out at center for Harkins. He's got a 2-on-1 with Grant. Harkins working in, waiting, and he couldn't center. It was taken right off his stick by Ignatiev. Wow, you get a 2-on-1 and come away empty. Now it is Yo right side. Yo back to the line. Kevin Grant winds, fakes the shot. Now he's got a chance. He'll let it go. Salo glove save. Rebound. Picked up by Harkins. Trying to slide it. Maurice. Stuff shot right on. Oh, and a great stick save made by Salo. He comes up large again. Now it is Yo. Jammed it down along the boards. Here is Harkins waiting, trying to find somebody to center it to. Maurice to Harkins. Quick shot and a glove save made by Salo. And he'll shoot it down the ice. All the way it goes. And the Aeros will be back. And it'll be icing on Denver as play halted with 5 minutes gone in this third period. And Denver leads it by a score of 2-0.
All right, the first surge right now by the Aeros, finally testing Tommy Salo. Harkins started us all off when he came in on the 2-on-1 and lost it, but Grant with a big shot. The puck bounces up. It rises up on Salo, but a good job done there as they push Harkins away so he doesn't have a potential rebound. But Salo called upon there to make 4 big saves, and the Aeros doing what they need to do, start peppering Tommy Salo with those white pads.
Here's Tippett with a quick shot that made its way, and Salo stopped it. Freer, turning, can't get the shot away. He centered it, but missed Arneal. Now the puck for Valamont, pitching down the right side. He tried to center it. He did it. Hit Salo, loose puck, and Salo will cover it up. And now Arneal and Kaminsky push himself. I'll tell you what, I was going to mention, Barry, the next chance we could, that we wanted to see maybe some pushing and shoving here. We haven't seen it all night, and I thought maybe if we could get a fight here, that the Aeros could maybe light a fire and get her going here.
And you normally don't see Scott Arneal fighting. Here's a man who came in when he broke in with Winnipeg, Buffalo, and Boston, who was not afraid to drop the gloves. He had to do that as a young kid coming out of the juniors to prove his mettle. Now he's more wily, the experienced veteran, uses his skills, not afraid to back down, but he definitely took exception to Kaminsky and Vasiliev. Vasiliev, I think, starts it.
No, I think it was Arneal that takes a poke. You can see Kaminsky getting into it there because he thought Arneal was going to take a poke. Kaminsky gave him a shot, and off they go. So they'll both go off for a couple of minutes, and that'll be 4-on-4 hockey. And the Aeros will have Freer and Tippett with Robinson and Valamont. Scott Arneal, you see there in the box. 2 for roughing. And as we said, across the other side in the other penalty box, Jan Kaminsky. Freer to take the draw. Sticks down, drop of the puck. Freer wins the draw. It'll come to the right side for Valamont. Trying to slice with a check at Kim Miller. Valamont hands it to Freer. Now Valamont in after. Brickley is there, trying to flirt to the line, not out. Held in Robinson. Jammed it down behind the net for Freer. Trying to give it to Tippett. Turning, can't get a shot away. Back to the line. Robinson, a drive deflected right on it. Salo got the save, and now the puck is cleared. Oh, big drive by Robinson. And Rochefort will jam it back into the Aeros zone. They've had their chances, no doubt about it. Robinson to Valamont. Rink wide pass for Freer. In across the line. Freer pulls up. Getting set. He centered one. It was deflected away. And now it is Kip Miller for the Denver Grizzlies. Miller at center ice. Played last year with the Kansas City Blades. Up as a free agent. Center ice, Miller. Give it over to Andy Brickley and across the line. Brickley centered it. Miller walking right in. He had his stick held and play going on. Crowd wants a penalty. Won't get it. Here come the Aeros the other way. Jakes at center. Jakes for Hackborn. He's knocked off the puck. Slivchenko in after it. Elon Tichy battling with the puck down. Here is Andre Vasiliev for the Denver Grizzlies. 4-on-4 for another 48 seconds. And then we'll be back at 5-a-side. Jakes pounded into the boards by Chris Miller. Jakes lost his stick. Now does Vasiliev. Dropped it back. Miller at drive. And an unbelievable save by Troy Gamble. Wow! Kit Miller was all alone, looking for a friend, looking for a neighbor, anybody to talk to. And Troy Gamble says, I'm here. Let her come. And a beautiful save by Gamble.
Cody and Garrett's dad comes up big once again. You notice how he looks at the puck. Everything is cleared. In the moment that puck went out towards the top, his total focus, he sets. His body weight is positioned perfectly, and he comes up with that glove save. I'll tell you, Vadim Slivchenko was awfully happy for that. He was just gasping for air. He thought he was going to be on the ice for about 30 seconds. He logged about 1 minute and 15 seconds, and it pained him.
Grizzlies have the puck. Here is Rod Miller. Lets the shot go deflected away. Sharnorodsky turns. Now the Aeros up and out of the zone. Here comes Mike Maurice across the line. Foul. And he can't get a shot away. Now Chitaroni in after it. Base in the left circle. Cutting down with the puck. Looking in front for Jakes, but it was Tichy that worked it away. Now the Grizzlies come out with it. Tichy for Taylor at center ice. Taylor across the Aero blue line. Taylor still moving in for Denver. Now cuts behind the net. Taylor still with the puck. Still with it. Waiting now. Gives it to Normand Rochefort in between the circles. Quick backhand. Save made by Gamble. In behind the net, Jakes can't come up with it, but Shagarunsky will. He'll pop it to the line, and it's out at center ice. Can the Aeros turn it up ice? No. Rochefort knocked it away. Back at center ice. Here is Andre Vasiliev for Kip Miller. In across the Aero line. Miller skating right in. Hunt tries to block him from the net, and he does so as the penalties are over. We're back at 5-a-side. Arneal. A rink-wide pass. Don't play it, Maurice. That's nearly too many men on the ice, folks. And here's Arneal with a quick shot. And a blocker save made by Salo. And another shot, and Salo stopped it from Arneal. Now the puck for Freer. He tries to center it. Freer in behind. Flipped it along the boards. Here is Dave Tippett now. Tippett jammed it for Freer behind the net. Right back for Tippett at the hash marks. Left side centered it. And Normand Rochefort will clear it. Now it is Curtis Hunt. But he couldn't come up with a puck. Armstrong outworked him for it. Here's Miller shooting. Came up big, and the Aeros have got it. Kevin Grant to Arneal at center ice with Freer and Tippett. Mark Freer across the line with Dave Tippett getting set. Freer went without the puck, had to go back to get it. Kind of along the boards by Crossman, and the Denver Grizzlies come out with it. Brickley pass jammed away by Valamon. Now back is Andy Brickley, slips it into the Houston Aero zone. Here's Carl Valamon for Houston. Pass to the left side. Rob Robinson shoots it in. Ooh, and that just skips wide. And then hit behind Salo. Wouldn't that have been a strange way to get a goal? But you take him any way you can get him. Victor Ignatieff pass center ice for Chris Taylor across the line with Marinucci coming in. Marinucci dropped it back. A centering pass. Wow, just missing Medill. Now the puck in the corner. Picked up Marinucci. Looks in front. Centered Ignatieff a bit too far. Ignatieff again tries to center, but Robinson clears it, but not out. Held in by the Grizzlies. Here's Chris Taylor down the right side, trying to move it in along the boards. He's popped off the puck by Hackborn. Marinucci's there, though. Here is Chris Marinucci, base of the left circle. Marinucci cuts in, trying to get a shot away. Can't do it. Crossman's got it. Watt shoots, deflected, way by Hackborn. He'll clear it to Yo, and the Aeros get it up and out at center ice. Here come the Aeros now. Hackborn. He's bumped by Ignatieff. Yo in fighting for it. Marinucci's there. He pops it away as he takes a bump from Slipchenko. Now the Grizzlies trying to clear it. Came to the line. Not out. Jakes held it in. Jakes rolled it back into the Denver zone. 2-0 Denver. 10:22 to go in the third period. Crossman for Denver. Rolled it out at center, but Jakes was there to take it away. Jakes rink-wide pass. Intercepted by Marinucci. He'll toss it down the ice. Icing is indicated. Is it enough? Yes. Icing will be called, and play is whistled down. Halfway through the third, it's 2-0 Denver, and we'll have more after this.
The captain, Curtis Hunt, against the man who, along with Tommy Salo, is the reason why the Aeros are down 2-0. Kip Miller tries to go wide, but excellent position by the captain, who rides him off the puck. And then Tommy Salo, once again, and I know I'm sounding like a broken record, comes up with a save, swoops it away before the Aeros have an opportunity to just put it right behind them.
Come on, Barry, get into the 90s or you sound like a skipped disc. This is the 90s. We're in compact disc now. You can't be a broken record.
You're right. Once again, I'm showing my age, Ed.
Face off to the right of Tommy Salo.
But let me tell you, it could be the age of Jacques Plante, Glenn Hall, Patrick Waugh. This kid is playing terrific hockey.
And the scary part is, I can't think of a time he's had a letdown all year. I mean, their book on him is game in and game out. He has just been outstanding. Here is Oleg Shagarunsky now down the left side, trying to jam it down. Salo will glove it, and then he will play it. Look at him play it. He wants to start the rush. And he's mad because he wanted an assist and nobody was there to get it. We'll go down the ice, and Matt Maurice will play it. He was unloaded on by Armstrong, but stayed on top of the puck. And now Harkins to center ice, 3-on-3 across the line with Townsend. Harkins trying to skip by Tichy, can't do it. Down the corner they grapple for it. Here is Townsend, slipped it for Harkins. He's checked off the puck by Tichy, and the Grizzlies clear it. Here come the Denver Grizzlies now. Derek Armstrong across the line, cutting in, winding, shooting, blasted it wide of the net. Aeros clear it, and it's out at center ice. Here are Normand Rochefort for Denver with Bashkatov. Across the line, Kip Miller dropped it down. Kevin Dineen trying to flip it in. And it's held in by Gordy Dineen again. Back down. Shagarodski. Here's Freer for Houston. Out at center. It'll go down the ice. Icing indicated. Icing will be called as Rochefort is there. And play is whistled down. 9 minutes to go here in the third. 2-0 the Grizzly lead. We'll be back after this. After the Denver Grizzlies right off the face-off. Vasiliev came in, but he was knocked off the puck. Here is Bashkatov trying to turn it back, and it's finally out at center. Mark Freer for the Aeros down the left side. Freer trying to move it in, and the Aeros were offsides with 8:09 to play in the third and a 2-0 Grizzly lead. In an effort to educate Houston on the fastest growing sport in America, the Houston Aeros will be hosting 2 weeks of hockey camps this summer. The camps will run for 1 week, June 5th through June 10th, and then June 12th through the 17th. Troy Gamble and Rob Dobson will be there. Defenseman Curtis Hunt, right winger Graham Townsend will be the instructors for both weeks with special guest appearances throughout the camp. Call 621-2842 for more details. Off the face-off again, the puck shot into the Denver zone, and the Grizzlies have got it. Doug Crossman, right side. Crossman to Ignacio. Get it to Medill at center, turning in his own blue line, and the Aeros have got it. Chitaroni, he's knocked out the puck, and a penalty coming up to Jeff Medill, and Butch Goring is fit to be tied. And I don't think I blame him too much as the Aeros come in. Hackboard a shot, and that'll go up and out of play. He's upset because Bernie DeGrace hasn't called anything all night, and then he calls that. I mean, that's a penalty. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not, but there's been a lot more before that. And I'll tell you, the Aeros now are going to get another chance at a power play. Now, there's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct. The Aeros could very well get a 4-minute power play here. I think Medill's going to get an extra 2. And the Aeros are going to go on the power play, I think, for 4 minutes. They put 2 up right now to Medill. There it goes. There's the 4. Watch the trip. How you doing?
Well, it's a legitimate trip.
Oh, yeah.
Your point, though, is well taken. Bernie's going to let go tonight, but a trip is a trip. It's right out there at center ice. And that's no dive at all by Chitaroni. That's a legitimate trip.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm just saying, Goring's upset because he hasn't called anything all night, all in the third period. He's let it go. That's all I think he's upset about. Freer, Arneal, Harkins with Shagarodski and Tippett. Face off to the left of Tommy Salo. Here is Scott Arneal. Aeros on the power play. Great chance to get back into this thing. Tippett for Shagarodski. Here is Oleg Shagarodski. Rolled it down. Arneal centered. Harkins quick shot and a save made by Salo, and he'll hold on.
Looked like Harkins was a little bit off balance there when he got the puck from Scott Arneal. Didn't get his normal velocity into it. Play starts at the point with Oleg Shagarodski. Arneal just gets it, and he just didn't look like he had the opportunity to stride into the puck. He was flat-footed as he let it go.
Face off to the left of Salo, a false start. They'll try it again. It's Freer, Arneal, Harkins, Shagarodski, and Tippett. Gord Dineen defensively with Normand Rochefort. Armstrong is out there along with Andy Brickley.
Watch for the Aeros to try to use a give and go and set up a pick play here.
Harkins against Brickley, sticks down, drop of the puck, and the Grizzlies win it. Rochefort kicked it down for Gordy Dineen. Dineen turning along the boards, cleared it out to Armstrong, and he flips it to center. And here's a 2-on-1 short-handed break. Here comes Armstrong, but Harkins got back to play it away. Now it is Scott Arneal turning in his own zone. Arneal moving it up and out of his zone. A pass to the right side for Harkins. Hits the line. Harkins trying to move it down. Freer the corner. Bumped by Dineen. Skate to skate the corner. Now on the boards. They grapple some more. And finally the Grizzlies will turn and shoot it down the ice. 3:14 left in the penalty. That double minor to Jeff Medill. He had 2 for tripping and 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. If the Aeros can get one here before the first part of the 2 minutes are up, they'll stay on the power play. Shagarodski jammed the puck into the Denver zone. Salo out of the net for Rod Miller. Pushed it up for Chris Taylor. Can he clear it? No. Up by Arneal. Facing the left circle. Maurice in there to wreak a little havoc himself. Hacked Hackborn takes a look as well. Puck frozen, play whistle down. 6:31 to go in the hockey game. Aeros trail 2-0. There is 2:49 left in that double minor to Jeff Medill.
Here's where the Aeros could really use last night's first star, Ted Crowley, who got a pair of goals with that big boomer from the point, number 23, out with an elbow injury. So now it's Grant and Valamont, and after practice the last couple of days, Grant and Valamont have been working long minutes with Murray Eves and the rest of the guys down at the other end, trying to work on a quicker release. We've talked about Kevin Grant being lighter. You mentioned Adam, which I agree with, and for the last month has been the Aeros' top defenseman. Now he wants to try to become more offensive minded to get a quicker release on his shot.
Hackborn to take the draw against Chris Taylor to the right of Tommy Sallow. Top of the puck, and the Grizzlies have it, but they can't clear it. Kevin Grant, wide, shoots, Sallow stopped it, rebound, Hackborn didn't see it, and the Grizzlies clear it, not out. Here's another chance, Valamont wide, shoots, it's deflected wide, Hackborn can't get the shot though. Slipchenko with 2:35 left in the double minor. Here is Hackborn to Slipchenko. Aeros Carl Valamont lost his stick, he had to go back all the way to get it. It was a broken stick, and now the Grizzlies cleared down the ice. That's a tough break for the Aeros. Now Valamont back into his own zone, works a pass to Kevin Grant, slipped it for Freer, and that is a two-line pass, and they have to bring the face-off back into the Aeros zone. 2:15 remaining in the double minor to Jeff Medill. Upcoming games for the Houston Aeros. How about Friday, March 31st? These are the last two regular season telecasts on UPN 20. Atlanta Knights, defending Turner Cup champions, from the Omni in Atlanta at 6:30. Then the Peoria Rivermen on Saturday, April 8th, 7:30 from the Peoria Civic Center.
And you go on the road with a team, and they go to Milwaukee, and next Saturday night at the Summit, the Aeros taking on the Milwaukee Admirals.
Their next three games are against Milwaukee. It's going to be like a playoff series. And they're going to be important games, too. Anytime you're playing the Central Division, but at this point, where the Aeros are trying to gain some ground to get to that second spot, every game is huge. Here's Scott Arneal. In across the line. Arneal along the right wing board. Gets it back. Sharnarodsky wide. Shoot. Stopped by Sallow. The rebound was cleared. That was one of the best opportunities. Grant Townsend didn't see it, though. It was behind him, and the Grizzlies were able to clear it. Now the puck picked up by Sharnarodsky out at center ice. Arneal jammed it to the near side. Freer trying to slide through the Czechoslovak. Not going to happen. Jan Kaminsky now. On the boards. Taylor wide. Shoots. Booms it all the way down the ice. 1.5 remaining in the double minor to Jeff Medill. 2-0 Denver. Dave Tippett, right wing boards, in across the line. Tippett trying to work it down. Grizzlies are back. Gordy Dineen behind the net, fired it off the boards, not out, held in by the Grizzlies, and now it is picked up by Jan Kaminsky, and we're going to get a penalty now. We're going to get another penalty. High sticking coming up. The Aeros are going to be shorthanded, but Bernie DeGrace, the referee, I think took a pretty good shot. He's shaken up along the boards as Arneal goes into the box, but Bernie DeGrace, he is feeling that one. And while they sort all this out, we'll do the same. 2-0 Denver with 4:57 to go. Don't go away. We'll be back.
And at the 15:03 mark, Scott Arneal with the Aeros down 2-0. And with the man advantage, gets caught for the high stick there. Right at the old Schnazola. Really twist around Kaminsky.
Well, when you get a high stick like that, I guess that means you won't be needing a breathe rate. So that'll open up the old nostril chamber.
Good for the sinuses.
Then you can see how Bernie DeGrace, the referee, got drilled. Top of the pocket, here we go. Denver will be on the power play in 1:09. That's what remains to Medill. Here is Victor Ignatieff, bumped by Mike Maurice. We're 4-on-4 hockey now for another minute. Ignatieff having trouble clearing it. Maurice fighting for it, but Crossman cleared it, not out. Held in by Grant. Long shot kicked away by Doug Crossman. And it's out at center quickly. Tipped it into the Aeros zone. Gamble slows it. And the Aeros are back. Carl Valamont. He'll roll it to the near side. There's been a few times tonight I've almost wanted to call Troy Gamble Rob Dobson. I'm so used to the green helmet. You know, you're trying to look at things that give the players in a hurry, and you're so used to the green helmet being a Dobson. You got to get used to the fact that Gamble's got his new helmet tonight. Here's Ignatieff. Brings it over the right side. What a move by Marinucci. Oh, hit the crossbar. Wow. What a move, but he cranked it off the iron. Here is Slipchenko. Right in, and it was poked away. Sallow couldn't come up with it. Now Hackborn turning. Worked it back, but it's intercepted by Miller. And now Rod Miller's giving it to Slipchenko, and play going right on. the puck brought back in. Here's Milan Tichy. Centered, knocked away. Wow, great action there a moment ago from both sides. Here's the drive by Marinucci. And Campbell will take it and hold on. Wow. Save here, save there, as the Grizzlies are on the power play here for another 43.
We'll take another look at Chris Marinucci. Almost made this a 3-0 game. He bursts by Oleg Shargarowski trying with a hook there and up, and that wonderful sound that every goaltender likes to hear, clink. And speaking of hearing, tomorrow morning at 8:30 on KSCD, Troy Gamble starts a new goalies corner. He'll be on every Monday. He and Rob Dobson will alternate with Dan Patrick.
Face off to the left of Troy Gamble. Freer, Tippett, Grant, and Valimov. Kaminsky, Vasiliev, and Igor Bashkatov. Defensively, Ignatiev and Crossman. Aeros win the draw. They'll clear it out at center. And here comes Dave Tippett 2-on-2 with Freer. Short-handed. Tippett ran in over Freer, and that is offsides, and the face-off brought back to center. 34 seconds remaining in the penalty to Scott Arniel. Aeros are on the road for a couple more games. They'll take on the Milwaukee Admirals, and then, hey, they like it so much on the road, let's take them on at home. Okay, Saturday night at the Summit, 7 o'clock. The Aeros and the Milwaukee Admirals, they'll get it on for the final regular season meeting. Be sure to get your tickets by stopping by any Ticketmaster outlet, the Summit box office, and of course, if you have any questions regarding Aeros tickets, give them a call at 627-AERO. Back to action. Jeff Medill across the blue line into the Aeros zone. Grant takes him into the board. I'll tell you, this is going to be a hard loss to swallow if the Aeros can't come back because they've played so well. It's got to be frustrating. They've played very well tonight. Tippett to Valimon. Rolled off his stick with 3:09 left. But there's lots of time for Houston here if they can get one. Jakes is pushed along the boards and play is whistled down.
We saw 2 goals the other night against Kansas City in less than 30 seconds. That was the good news. The bad news is that we don't have Rivnik in it. It's Tommy Salo. And as you said, Adam, I mean, this is going to be a tough loss because the guys have skated their hearts out. They've done everything fundamentally right that you want. They peppered Salo with shots. They've done the job with the blue line guys helping out as the forwards have come back high. But Salo has got to be the first star of the game, and he has shown why the Islanders considered him to be their prize in their farm system as far as goalies are concerned.
Harkins trying to win the draw, but it was picked up by the Grizzlies. And here is Rod Miller for Milan Tichy across the line. Tichy for Brickley. Did for Armstrong. Shoots. Deflected away by Shargarowski. Puck behind the net. Grizzlies trying to move it along the boards, but it's knocked away by Jakes. Now Farneal can't bat it out of there. And they're going to say a hand pass by the Grizzlies, and that'll bring the face-off out at center. 2:48 remaining. Derek Armstrong, big physical presence, likes to bang and grind. He's having himself a pretty good year with the Denver Grizzlies, and boy, he's just a presence down that right side. Makes a lot of room for his line mate, Kip Miller.
Only 21 years old, another one of the young kids that the Islanders have.
Face off at center ice. Harkins against Kip Miller. Drop of the puck. Miller wins the draw. Back to Rod Miller. Now to Tichy. Blasted it into the Aeros zone. Out of the net, Troy Gamble, and here is Oleg Shargarowski with 2:40 left in the hockey game. Aeros got to think goals right now. Puck goes down into the Denver zone, and icing indicated. And icing will be called as Tichy is back, and they'll bring a face-off back into the Houston zone. 2.5 to go. 2-0 Denver.
Adam, you mentioned the home game coming up this week. Well, Friday night we had 13,700. Last night, 14,900. I want to know where all those cynics are that said, hockey, the Deep South, forget it. The Aeros, without question, have been the great success story in the part of the IHL. And folks, if you have not been out to the Summit, bring the kids, come on out. It is family entertainment at its best. A great show, a tremendous atmosphere. And the Aeros tonight are playing against, Adam, to me, the finest team in the IHL. I know there are other teams, Kalamazoo and Peoria, with more points, but Butch Goring's club, to me, has absolutely no weakness.
Off the face-off, the Aeros have it. The only reason I would maybe think Peoria has a little bit of an advantage in my book is because how many guys have been called up. They're getting 2 or 3 guys called up to St. Louis a day, especially when you got a guy like Mike Keenan that shuffles it more than a deck in Vegas. He'll bring in new guys all the time, and yet they still continue to win. Denver's had some guys going to the Islanders, but I don't think the player movement has been nearly as much as it has been in Peoria.
Good point, Ed.
Clock is in the Denver zone, and here is Milan Tichy. But I agree, there's no doubt this is the best team in the West. in my mind, and obviously in yours. Here's Steve Drake's back with 2 minutes to go in the third. 2-0 Denver. Aeros need a couple here in a hurry. Yo, slipped it into the Denver zone. Hackborn in after it, and Gamble wants to come off. He's looking right now, saying, hey, can I come off? He's screaming at Roscoe, and he's saying, wait, wait, wait. Here's Hackborn now trying to play the puck in the corner now. Hackborn rolled it over to the corner. Chitaroni lost his stick along the boards, and this is a bad break, so Gamble will have to stay in. Here is Vasiliev knocked off the puck. Back at center, Normand Rochefort with 1:26 left. Gamble still in the game right now. It comes to the line. It's out at center ice. Gord Dineen trying to shoot it ahead. It was knocked away by Maurice. It goes into the corner. Now Gamble will come to the bench. Extra attacker for Houston. They're down by 2. Puck along the boards, and it's frozen with 1:12 to go. So what does that mean? You've got 1:12 left in the hockey game. The Grizzlies lead it by a score of 2-0 as you see Gamble on the bench and a face-off in the Denver zone. That means Gamble can stay on the bench. But the thing is, the Aeros need 2 now. Why are they lining up like it's a face-off outside the zone? No, okay, there they go. They went to get the puck. They were making it. I was ready to go a little nuts here.
You go nuts?
Well, they didn't give me a bungee cord up here, so I better not. And now the Houston Aeros, I think, are going to call a timeout. So Terry Ruskowski wants to call timeout, and he'll talk it over with his troops. We'll keep it here with 1:12 to go, and I wonder what Terry will be telling his troops. I know what the first 3 things are. We win the draw. 4 things.
Got to win the draw. That's the key. It all starts there. We're winning the draw, which is something that the Aeros will probably send Mark Freer out to do. And then you've got the advantage. Work the puck and pepper those shots. Get the quick shot. Don't worry so much about the one-timers. The quick wrist shot on Tommy Salo. Get that 1 goal and then worry about the tying goal. But you'll have Arneal, no doubt, probably on the sideboards.
And right now, you look at the guys that are out on the ice. You've got Arneal, you've got Freer, you've got Tippett, Harkins. Defensively, we're looking at Valimont and Shargorodsky right now. For Denver, defensively, Gord Dineen with Normand Rochefort, Andy Brickley, Chris Taylor, and Jan Kaminsky. It is going to be Freer, Tippett, Maurice, and Harkins, and that's a nice move. Look at what you've got. You've got 3 guys so that if Freer gets tossed out of the face-off circle, you get absolutely no slouches at all in Maurice or Harkins for the face-off. So this is a good move here, and you got guys that can bury the puck. Shargorodsky on the point. He's the only one. Freer against Taylor to the right of Salo. Sticks down, dropping the puck, and the Grizzlies win the draw. They'll shoot it along the boards. Takes a weird hop, and the Grizzlies can't clear. Harkins held it in, but Dineen was there to pop it away, and then Brickley steers it to non-out goal. It was held in by Harkins, rolled it back behind the net. Again, the net is empty for Houston. Rochefort cleared it as Shargorodsky couldn't hold it in, and the Aeros go back. Todd Harkins in his own zone with under a minute to go. Aeros need 2 of them. They're down 2-0. Harkins, forecheck by Taylor. A pass to Freer. Steers it for Maurice. Can't get it through Rochefort, but it got into the zone anyhow. Now centered it, but Dineen tipped it away. Now here is a chance in front for Freer, but it's knocked away. Taylor held in Harkins. Maurice fighting for it along the boards. Jammed it down. Mark Freer getting set. Waiting behind the net. Half a minute to go in the hockey game. Here is Freer. Stuffed it out in front, and it was fanned on by Shargorodsky. Another chance in front, and the Aeros can't get it. Tough breaks. Open net now. Kaminsky getting hooked by Harkins, and wow, how is that not a penalty? Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh my. Under 8 seconds now as the Aeros bring it over Hackborn, and it's picked up by Denver and shot to center ice, and this hockey game is over. Grizzlies win it by a score of 2-0. Tough loss for the Houston Aeros, but boy, they played well.
Adam, I can't fault the performance at all by the team. Cannot fault it at all. They played their hearts out. They ran up against a sensational goaltender. I got to tell you something. They played playoff-type hockey.
Goring is just livid. I would love to look at the look he is giving Bernie DeGrace. And oh man,
he's saying good job, and you know it's all dripping with sarcasm.
All right, well, 2-0 Denver, and we'll have some thoughts right after this. Well, Welcome back to McNichols Arena in Denver, Colorado. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. A 2-0 loss for the Denver Grizzlies, or for the Houston Aeros over the Denver Grizzlies. I'll tell you what, it could have been a loss for the Grizzlies tonight the way the Aeros played. And
Aeros did a tremendous job. You've got the play of the game coming up, and this will just summarize what happened tonight.
It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and it's just the story. Tommy Salo tonight. Watch this save coming up in front. Harkins waiting, shooting, but stopping is Tommy Salo. He was definitely the difference tonight.
No question, and Troy Gamble got the 3rd star and did a terrific job. But Salo was sensational tonight. He made every type of save possible. The Aeros tested him. I can't find fault at him with the Aeros, and I mean, I can look at it up and down and probably look at the film another time. Sure, there were a couple of mistakes, but Salo was just the difference.
We talked about the stamina tonight. As much as I'm sure it was a factor, it didn't seem to be.
No, psychologically, they were prepared. This was a playoff hockey game for the Houston Aeros against a team that is the class of the West. And I still think right now, if I was a betting man, I'd say they win the Cup.
All right, you want to take a look at both goals?
Let's do it.
All right, they're brought to you by Columbia Hospital. Both goals coming off Denver Grizzlies sticks. Kip Miller, 36th of the year at 7:29 from Rod Miller and Milan Tisci. That was the only goal of the first period. The only goal of the second period was a lovely, lovely feed. Victor Ignatieff finding Andy Brickley for his 11th of the year at 2:28. Ignatieff and Kip Miller getting the assist. And oh, by the way, you look at the 3 stars tonight. First star, Tommy Salo. That's no surprise. Kip Miller's 2nd star, no surprise. And of course, no surprise for the 3rd star, Troy Gamble.
And Adam, the first goal given up by Troy Gamble, just refreshing memory, that's when the captain, Curtis Hunt, lost the blade. And he went down and wasn't able to take out Kip Miller.
Yeah, that's, I think, a turning point in the game. I mean, he had to be taken out of the game just to resharpen his skate. If that goal doesn't go in, you know, the Aeros maybe get one and they take a 1-0, and the complexion of this game is different.
Playoff hockey. We saw it right here tonight on United Paramount Network.
All right. We'll have more, and we'll wrap things up next. 2-0 Denver. We'll be right back. 2-0 the Denver Grizzlies defeat the Houston Aeros. Adam Gordon along with Barry Warner. You know, okay, tough loss, but you know, they still win 3 out of 4 going back to the Minnesota game, and 2 big wins against Kansas City.
No question. They took care of business in Oman against Kansas City, winning 3 out of 4. You do that all the time. Any coach in hockey's got to be happy.
Let's take a look at the final numbers brought to you by James Coney Island Restaurants, and you can see the final shots on goal, 34-30. Favor the Houston Aeros. Penalties even at 4 of 8. Power plays even at 0 of 3. Again, the thing is with the Aeros power play, I don't think you can fault them. I thought they moved the puck well, but yet they hold the Denver Grizzlies 0 for 3. That's the #1 power play in the IHL.
That they did, and they kept Medill from scoring.
This is a big week coming up for the Houston Aeros. As we said, they will leave tomorrow, and then they'll spend the week in Milwaukee. Their next 3 games are against the Milwaukee Admirals. These are big, big contests. The Aeros, for now, they're still only 1 point back of the Atlanta Knights. They didn't gain any ground, but again, a positive weekend. And again, the Milwaukee Admirals, they're a tough customer, but they just don't seem to be the same team they were at the start of the year.
And they don't like playing against the Aeros at all, because the Aeros mucking style and throwing the body disrupts the flow that Herkes and Cavanaghi like to get off with.
Do you sense maybe you see a void that was left with no Ted Crowley tonight?
Oh, big one. No question from the point. He really showed his presence last night with those 2 big goals, and also without Kevin Malgunas.
I was going to say, you know, Kevin Malgunas has the strained knee, 1st degree. Hopefully he'll be ready to go in Milwaukee. This is a guy, okay, yeah, he doesn't have the offensive talent that, say, a Mark Freer has, but boy, he has a lot of heart, a lot of grit, and I think that's almost what the Aeros needed a little bit tonight as well.
Adam, it doesn't show up on the scoring sheet because it's a 2-zip loss, but it was a critical game tonight for Troy Gamble. You talked about that at the Open, and the way that the team played with Troy. He gave up that 1 goal, and all he did from that point on was get tougher and get better. He didn't mope. The guys played hard for him, and he gave an outstanding performance, and that has to be a big, big positive. The other aspect, too, mentally, this team stayed in the game. They didn't let the fatigue factor get to them.
You just got to wonder maybe if Troy Gamble is the road goalie and you got to use Dauber at home.
Whatever it takes to get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Aeros now, their 3-game winning streak is over, but that doesn't mean they can't start a new one. As we said, the Milwaukee Admirals, they'll play Milwaukee Wednesday night in Milwaukee, Friday night in Milwaukee, Saturday night home against Milwaukee. And again, to get your tickets, you can just stop by any Ticketmaster outlet, the Summit box office. Hey, if you haven't been to the Aerodrome, nice complex, go down there. You can get your Aeros tickets. It's going to be some outstanding hockey action. And of course, if you have any questions, give the Aeros a call, 627-AE Barry, good work tonight. Thank you.
Adam, I thought we did a playoff game. Really, that was the atmosphere that I got the moment we walked in McNichols.
All right, thank you.
Always a pleasure.
The executive producer of Paramount 20 Sports is Paul Bykowski. Tonight's game has been produced by Aaron Silberman. Remote production facilities provided by Mountain Mobile Television. Transmission services provided by the Hughes Television Network. Catch our next Houston Aeros telecast 2 weeks from Friday when the Houston Aeros take on the defending Turner Cup champion Atlanta Knights. It's live from the Omni in Atlanta at 6:30 p.m. Coming up next on UPN Network, Financial Freedom. For Barry Warner and all the staff at UPN 20, this is Adam Gordon saying thanks for watching Houston Aeros Hockey. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Houston Aeros and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Houston Aeros.